Relax. You are about to watch a PeterGregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch PeterGregg.
Ahoy there, mates. Well, we're live. We're live. It's what? What kind of a day is this? It's the day after Christmas because it's the 26th. Isn't Christmas on the 25th? Why, yes, you're absolutely correct. So let's check and see. Am I at 4K? 4K, 30p. How's about that? Ha! And you thought I couldn't do it correctly. Goes to show you. You don't have any faith in me. You don't think I can do it correctly. Well, I did it. Is the mic on? No, the mic is not on. I don't hear anything. Oh, wait. I have to turn off the TV or the monitor, and then I can let the thing. So you can hear me now. Well, you could hear me before, right? So, what do we got? We got a Friday night. It's Boxing Day. It's the second time that we've had the day after Christmas on a Friday night. So what you guys doing? I've got that new little light bulb thing that I showed you before. Let's see. I don't even remember if I put the ZB one back. How many people saw my video on the big channel? Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see it? Huh? Okay, well, I bought some lights, some light bulbs. They come in this little box, this little handy-dandy sandy box, whatever you want to call it, like that. And there's 4 bulbs in this box. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, there really is. See the 4 holes in there? There's 4 bulbs. Not only that, each one of them comes with a remote. So there's 4 remote controls, and there's 4 bulbs, 4 light bulbs. So I did a video playing with them. That's what I did. And I had a good time. So I actually have that light running right now. If I wanted to stop it from running, I'd push this button, and then I'd push that button, and that's darker, and that's lighter, and that's light. Whoa, that's way too much information. Lower it down to what it's supposed to be. All right, so that's better. That is so much better. Okay, I kind of like the warm look. What do you think? I'm going to put it to warm romantic. There we go. So this is warm romantic. So that means it's going to be less of a show over on the AS3, and it's going to be more of a show of the lights when it gets closer to these cameras over here to the one side. So I've got 3 different looks. So I'm going to go to, they call this the romantic. I got 3 choices while it swivels. Okay, now I don't know if it changes the speed of the swivel. Who knows? It says 24 hours. I don't know what that, well, blue is definitely included, and I really have to stop the blue. I don't want the blue. So let's go to this colors. You know why? Because the blue actually clobbers the Nikon sensor, or whatever Nikon's doing with its sensor. So guess what? That Z camera right there is actually being blocked. Yep, it's being blocked. And you say to me, but Peter, who's blocking it? That's who's blocking it. The Sony ZV-1. Did you see that in the corner there? All right, so let's get the reason that that's different is because when I made the regular video, where is it? When I made the regular video, there you are, I actually used the ZV-1 to show everybody the softbox. So, I don't know, a little wider view. You could see all my cooking utensils that I keep here, and you could see the softbox in the back. ZV-1 is a very nice camera, but it's not in the rotation. So let's go back with the rotation and get into the show. We got people in here tonight. So I took a dare and I labeled this, what camera should I buy? What camera should I buy? It's the most universal question in the camera market out there in the whole universe. In the whole, is there anything bigger than the universe? The kiloverse, the neutron verse, the everything verse. Okay, so I'm figuring maybe it'll bring some people to come in and say hello and whatever it is that they want to say. And so I'm playing with my lights while you guys are watching me. Oh wait, we got a lot of people in here. So maybe we should start with the people. Okay, so this camera here was the big surprise. I didn't expect it to resolve so well. This EM1, the Olympus EM1, is actually a pretty big surprise that I didn't expect to happen. Okay, because I've been recommending it, but the big non-surprise was the Nikon ZV. That Nikon doesn't have a ZV. That's a Sony. Can we please try to keep on track here? So the little thing, the ZV-1, actually, this is the first I'm seeing it with the lights, but the Nikon Z6 surprised me. So when we get to that, you're going to see my forehead. Yes, I took a shower. I'm clean. It's not dirt that you see there. It's not dirt that you see here. I've washed, I even shaved. I shaved because I knew Sly might come in, okay? But she works till midnight, and it's only 10 o'clock, so Sly is not coming in. Not for a while, anyway. Okay, so let's get started saying hello to everybody, and I want to hear you guys telling me what camera do you think is the first camera a person should buy? Okay, so I'm watching, you know, when you watch YouTube videos and on the side here of your screen, you get recommended. I saw this guy named Nicholas. Can't think of his name. Okay, he's very soft-spoken. He will talk to you like this. He's a little bit effeminate, if that's a word. He's a little bit. He's like. Okay, let's not go there. All right. So anyway, what I found interesting is his whole thing is actually revolves around interior decoration. So if you decorate interiorly, he's your man, and he does a really good job out of it. All right. So I watched a couple of his shows, and it's designed to be like British elegance, Edinburgh, and he's got a very heavy British accent. You don't know him. I don't know him. I just saw him for the last couple of days. Okay. And I wasn't going to go back. I don't do any interior decorating myself. And I do set my stage up. So if I learn something, that's fine. I will learn something from the man. He's about 30 years old. I did a little bit of binging, but not watching the whole thing. Very elegant looking photography. So I accidentally found a spot where he's telling a little bit about his gear. So he thought it was important not to spend a lot of money on the camera, but to spend the money with the lighting. So he bought some kind of a pretty expensive lighting setup. He didn't get into it, but he implied big bucks, okay? And for his camera, guess what he uses for his camera? It's big channel, much bigger than mine, okay? He uses an iPhone. That's his camera. He is using an iPhone. And how many even in this room are talking and lamenting about, like, I can't figure out what camera to buy. And then as soon as I mention the ZV-1, people will go like, oh yeah, maybe I should buy the ZV-1. Maybe I should buy the ZV-1. And then I mention the S3, the Sony S. Oh, well, you think I should reach for the S3? So it's like whatever I say or whatever anybody else says, they get hot on it. Now this one I can heartily recommend because of what you get for the price. So it's normally like what, $1,400, $1,500. It's a flagship camera, but it's the model year before the current one, which is the EM1 Mark III. So this is the EM1 Mark II, but there's hardly any difference between them. They added a joystick. Same sensors, same menus, same everything. The processor, all is the same. Focusing system is all the same. And this sucker has a wonderful focus system. It'll trip up occasionally. I don't know how to trip it up. Let me go. Oh, well, I left it now. So when I get back, when it revolves around back, when it rotates back to the EM1, let's see if we could trip up the focus on it because it just does so well. All right, so I can hardly say, yeah, you could buy an Olympus EM1 Mark II. I call it the EM12, so I don't have to mark 1-2, Roman numerals 2 no less. So the EM1 Mark 12, okay, so, or just the EM12, whatever. So I can hardly, you know, a new guy or somebody that wants a very, very hands-on camera. This camera's got a lot of buttons, not the Nikon Z6. That's not the one I'm actually speaking about right now. I'm actually speaking about the one that's kissing it. I mean, they're so close there. I couldn't get them any closer if I wanted to. And I don't have much of a choice. And the reason I don't have a choice is because they're on a little 12-inch credenza. So I got the tripod legs all pulled up, so I don't want it to fall off. So the camera is probably one of my top recommendations. So how much would it cost if I told somebody, get a 90D? You're in the Canon line. You've got lots and lots of lenses. You've got lots and lots of people using it. You've got all kinds of third-party support, additional batteries made by a bucket load of different vendors. I like this with the light thing. I have it set so it doesn't go with the blues. So you notice I haven't blotched my face up. So I'm going to have to remember that setting because it keeps things moving a little bit in terms of what happens with the light, but it's under the radar. Unless somebody is actually, focusing in on it, with radar eyes, they're not realizing that the light is changing. The light has been changing through this entire time that I'm talking. So what would a Canon 90D cost? If you bought a new one, I think they're $11.99 or they $12.99. But if you're a good shopper, you might be able to get it for $1,100 and maybe around Christmas close to maybe even $1,000. I'm not sure. The price on the 90D, which I'm only picking on the 90D because it's such a popular camera. So you can go over to the Sony. Sony's got the 6100, the A6100, and that's $899. Okay, and so that's $900. Well, this guy right here, the EM1 Mark II, the EM12, is $1,300, and because it's last year's model, I don't know if they're still making it or if Olympus is trying to get rid of them, but B&H is happily selling them for $999 for $1,000. So what you get for $1,000, there's nothing else that can come close to it. Okay, so where's your big weakness? It's a micro four thirds sensor, which means it's smaller than the crop sensor, the 1.5, the APS-C. If that bothers you, move on. Don't be bothered. There's so many good cameras out there. Okay, but if it doesn't bother you, the little micro four thirds is doing better with these wacky lights that I've got running than actually all the other cameras. So when you say, oh, micro four thirds is junk, it is not junk. It actually delivers a very, very, very nice, very smooth picture. So you go, well, Peter, you've got the Z6. You could get the Z6 for $1,600. Well, that's, first of all, that's $600 more. Second of all, it doesn't have a flippy screen. So you go, okay, well, you could get the Z6 Mark II. Of course it has a flippy screen, right? No, they didn't add one in there, which is kind of surprising. And I have hit Nikon between the eyes on that. I mean, I want them to stay in business. I own the Z6. I've got more Nikon lenses than I have Oreo cookies. And trust me, wherever I go, there's an Oreo cookie ready to go in my mouth. I have gotten onto Oreo cookies. Oh, my blood test came back from the thing. My sugar is high. My cholesterol is high. Eat less sugar. We want to put you on metformin or something like that. And we want to put you on Crestor to lower your, cholesterol level. So my friend Peter in the New England area is, I consider him a very high-end nutritionist. I mean, the guy knows his stuff. So he goes, well, yeah, those pills will help you. He says, but those pills are basically treating a symptom. there's an underlying cause as to why your cholesterol level is high and why your sugar level is high. Well, I can actually see why my sugar level is high. And if you can't see why, then you're blind as a bat. Look at my face. There's an Oreo cookie on my nose. I love Oreo cookies. So he said, look, you're going to have to cut back on your sugars, number one. Number two, you're feeding your body crap. He says, would you do that to your car? Would you put the worst oil that you could put, leave old oil in there, or would you shoot a wedding with the crappiest camera you could buy? I mean, I know you could probably. He was playing me, You're smart, so let me just kind of pat you on the back. Well, I wouldn't want to. Would you want to shoot a wedding with the crappiest camera in town? I wouldn't either. I'm with you, buddy. Okay. So he says you have to start changing what you're eating. He says some of the easiest things to change right off the bat is when you go shopping. It costs a little bit more money, but he said buy organic. Organic everything. If they make an organic Oreo cookie, it's going to be healthier than the Oreo cookies from Nabisco. And I'm going, yeah, right. He goes, no, it's not just that they don't have pesticides and they don't give hormones. He says the ground they grow it in is part of the organic system. He says, now, I'm not telling you that everybody is following it the way it should. You might have to do a little bit of research. Okay, I can do a little bit of research, maybe not much. All right, but he said the ground has got the nutriments in it, where the other ground is getting pumped up with Monsanto GMOs and other kinds of fertilizers because they have depleted the minerals and the stuff in the ground. He says, and now is the beginning of finding out why the hell your cholesterol is up so high. It's because you're feeding your body the junkiest crap you can put into it. And when you get older, like in your 60s, not me, he says you're going to wonder why things don't work so well. Things high and things low. He says because you're shoveling in the worst of everything. He says, so I'm not even telling you to go on a diet. I didn't say go on a diet. He said, start putting in some healthier stuff. And if that goes for me, that goes for you young ones out there too, okay? So he said, yeah, organic is going to cost you more money, okay? So, how did I get off on this tangent? Oh, I told you how my blood test came back. So when I go shopping, I'm going to go to Publix tomorrow. I'm going to look for organic crap wherever I could find it, okay? He said, do you drink milk? I said, not very much. He said, good for you. He says, so what do you drink? I said, almond milk. He says, well, that's healthier. He says, but you know what? If it's not organic, drink the damn milk, okay? He says, you're better off drinking organic milk. I said, well, milk gives me gas. It gives me a stomach ache, He says, try the organic milk. He says, I prefer you don't drink milk. So we went on and on and on. So when I go shopping tomorrow, I'm going to try more to find organic food so that I can shovel in to this big fat mouth something that has actually nutrition and nutriments, enzymes, minerals. He said minerals is crazy. He says the ground is so mineral depleted. He says that's one of your main reasons to go organic. Okay, he says find a farmer's market where it comes right off the field locally and try to get your vegetables. Well, I don't eat that much vegetables. What do you eat? You eat candy? Do you eat ice cream? I said, yes, I do. I eat candy. I eat Oreo cookies. I hope he's not watching, But that's the thing. His name is Peter, the same as mine. He never condemns me. It's kind of like what I try to do with people with cameras and also with my Christian faith. There's people that don't believe. Nothing. I don't want to be condemning. It's their choice. Okay? So he doesn't condemn me in what I'm eating. So he's trying to shove me into the organic. So let's work this into what camera should I buy? Okay? So are you looking to buy the crappiest, cheapest camera that you could feed your body? Oh, wait, that's the other conversation. Are you looking to buy the crappiest, cheapest, can't do anything camera? that you can? Of course you're not. We don't shop like that for our cameras. We're camographers. We're the Petertarians, and we are camographers. We love our cameras. And that's why I am introducing, or have introduced over and over and over, that at $9.99, and especially when it goes down to $8.99, I've seen it on sale twice, the Olympus EM1 Mark II. Okay? And then I'll repeat myself. If you can't get over a certain feature, switch to another camera. You can't buy a bad camera. This guy, Nicholas, and I can't remember his last name, okay? It has this beautiful, elegant, very British, very proper, and then I found out with All About Me type of a thing that he spent his money on the lights, but he's using an iPhone for his camera. Didn't even buy a camera. He said, I thought my sound and my lighting was more important than spending any money on a camera. So he has, somebody should look him up and tell me how many subscribers he's got. His name is Nicholas, I think it's Fairford. I remember a Ford because I have a Ford. I have a Lincoln. That's a Ford, okay? So I think it's Fairford. Nicholas Fairford, okay? It's not your kind of watching. I'm just giving you a heads up. For most of you guys in here, it's not your kind of watching. Nothing against his personality. I love everybody, okay? It's he speaks so proper, and I think part of the proper I would never survive in a room with him, because he would talk to me like this, and he would say, it's proper to have your tea with your pinky up at a 45-degree angle. And I'd say, what? What did you say? My pinky goes where? Who? How? So it made me realize I talk pretty loud, okay? And he's got a mic. I could see it. He mics himself. Not properly. I mean, I could see the wire hanging out of his shirt, okay? It's kind of like he's got a tail. But the point is, he's using an iPhone. So any camera that you get is better than your iPhone. Well, some people would want to argue with me on that, okay? They go like, hey, these iPhones are pretty darn good these days. And I think I have to agree with you on that. When I get together with my brother, he'll show me a picture. Can you take a picture like this, huh? Because it's got a defocus mode where it blurs out the background. Okay. So the camera that I arrive at for a lot of folks is two. There's two main cameras that I arrive at. As what camera do I buy? Entry. I don't want to blow $5,000 on cameras and lenses. And I'm going like, you don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I leave it at that. So I usually arrive at the Sony A6100 in my suggestion for them, which will give you a better, sharper picture for video and also for prints. And then if they look like they hem and it's like, then I move over to Canon. And I can move over to Nikon as a backup. So the Canon 90D, flippy screen, it's got everything in there. It doesn't have image stabilization and so on and so forth. But if I can get a person to entertain, a camera for $999, the Olympus EM1 Mark II, the EM12, okay, is a flagship camera. The Nikon, the Canon 90D is not a flagship camera. It works great. It puts out great pictures. It puts out great video. But you know what? The stabilization system in the Olympus, well, the 90D doesn't have one, and neither does the A6100. So let's move up to the A6600, which is what, a $1,500 camera? It's got image stabilization. The Olympus EM1 Mark II, it just beats the crap out of everything. Out of the Nikon, the only thing that it competes with, and they're on the same level, would be Panasonic GH5. And you know, Panasonic, they have one of the best focus systems on the market. Their focus system is just absolutely amazing. Just standing here, you'd be able to see my Christmas lights breathing. What camera can do that for you? The GH5 is awesome. No, if they would get the stick out of their ASS and put a decent focus system in the GH5, that camera is almost unbeatable. Okay, the only reason you would move out of it is because you want a full-size sensor. But they won't. They're like the emperor has no clothes. They can't see the forest for the trees. So this guy right here is the best Micro Four Thirds camera you could buy as an all-around camera. So if you have, like my buddy Shane at In the Blues, he might come in tonight to say hello. He's got that huge 100, 200, 300,000 subscriber channel, and he bought himself the Olympus. He bought himself the Panasonic GH5S, and rightly so. It's a good camera, but he doesn't like the breathing in it, and that's inherent in the Panasonic cameras. I think Panasonic has given up on photography. They're just rolling along. If they really wanted to get into photography, they need to fix the elephant in the room. I mean, it's just an obvious thing. But this one right here, the focus system on here, I told you I was going to try to make it trip up before so let's leave. Goodbye, everybody. All right, who wants to do the show? I left, and then I'm going to come back in here, and it switched cameras. So, no, let's go over. Stop with the camera flipping. Okay, let's go over to the EM1 Mark II. Okay, so that's not the zoom. That's the wider thing. So now I have a 25 millimeter lens on here, f1.2. All right, with these colors changing, it makes it harder for the focus system, whether you realize it or not. When it goes over to the reds and stuff, the little Sony ZV-1 trips up on the focusing, okay? And it wasn't until, okay, so this is the ZV-1. So as long as we're in yellows, and where are you? You're right there. As long as we're in yellows and that, we're doing all right. But when this switches over to reds, it has a hard time grabbing the focus. Because remember, you've got red, green, blue sensors. And you've got twice as many green as you have red or blue. So when you go to the red, it's got less sensors it can work on or work with to actually focus. So let's go back to the Olympus. Same for this camera, okay? The only one that is different is the Fuji and the Sigma. Those two have a different sensor layout. So what we're going to try to do now, all right, let's do first just to see how good the focus is all by itself, okay, before I start messing it up. As a matter of fact, let me put on the regular lights, okay? And let's get it to the correct brightness. That's all the way down. That's next up. That's all the way up. Okay, so let's do it right, kind of like smack in the middle. All right, so I'm going to walk. I'm going to do the walk of focus. Okay, let's do the walk of focus, the regular one that I do with new cameras. Like when I get the R6 in here from Canon, we're going to do the walk of focus. I'm going to want to see. I did it with the the XT4 from Fuji, and it failed. Okay, so what I do is I walk over and I stop. And the reason that I stop is because a predictive focus will say the body is moving that way, keep focusing. Okay, so now you're watching. Now I'm going to walk to the back of the room. Okay, that's 5, 6 full steps. So that's about 13 to 15 feet. Now I'm all the way in the back. I'm by Jingle Bell's chair. Okay, and while I'm back here, I just realized I forgot to turn on my new little twinkle light. I like this light. I'm going to turn it on. Okay, it's just something I happen to enjoy. Everybody else, too bad. I like it. All right, so now I'm going to walk up the side. I'm not walking up straight to the desk. And now I'm going to turn away from the camera. It's got no face. It's got a body, but it's got no face. Okay, so I'm going to just over-exaggerate some kind of movement. What you're looking for is for it to actually move to the tree instead of this gorgeous body over here. Now I'm going to turn around and I'm going to walk back up to the desk. Okay, so now I come back up to the desk and this is where I normally stand. All right, so now I'm going to put on my sexy lights. All right, so this is now the color lights. Now I'm going to move over to the edge of the frame and see how long it takes before. Now I'm in very blue light. Obviously, that's not the colors I want. I want to stay with the reds. The reds are harder to focus, by the way. Okay. All right, so now watch the Christmas tree lights. Don't look at me. Okay. When the Christmas tree lights come into focus, it stopped focusing on me. So now I would say the Christmas tree lights are in focus. All right. So now I'm going to move in. I'm going to do a Tim Conway. I'm going to come in just a little bit. And it found me. This is a Micro Four Thirds camera, folks. Think Panasonic GH5. Okay, so now it's got the tree. Now I'm going to walk in just a little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Watch when the Christmas tree lights go out of focus. It will have picked me up. Okay. This time it's taking longer. The Christmas tree lights are still in focus. Okay. And it grabbed me there. Did you watch the Christmas tree lights? See how they are blurry? Okay. So now let me turn my back. There's no face. There's just an outline. So I can't tell you what it's doing. I can look real quick. Okay. It's staying with my body. So that focus system, I would say unequivocally is equal to the Canon 90D. Okay, and what we're doing here. Okay, so if you go over to video, which you are here, if you're the kind of guy that wants to shoot in 24p because you're artistic, you want the artistic to come out. When you go over to 24p and 4K, it gives you a 180-degree shutter of 1/48th of a second as a choice. If you switch back over to the 30p, it takes the 1/48 away. All right, so this light is not doing what I want it to do. Okay. Let's go here, and let's go to the romantic colors. All right. Did you see it flashing? It was trying to get my attention. Okay, so that is why I can recommend this as for something to be on your list. And I bought it. This is not a loaner. I own this camera. And many of you know the story. But let's get in and say hi to people. Hi to the folks. Hi, folks. Okay, we can all go home now. No. I'm so happy to be with you guys tonight. So let's see who's in here. Norm, the RV man, the man with the hand that types. Merry Christmas, Peter. And I don't want blues. Merry Christmas, Peter, and good evening, Greggies around the world. Hi, Norm. How you doing, buddy? I'm happy to see you. Mike at MDZ Shots, happy Friday. Hi, all. Peter, happy Friday. Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie, hello, everybody. Hi, Lewis. How are you? And how is Aiden, of course? And Randy is in town. Hi, guys. There you go, Randy. How's everything going? I made a new batch. Did I tell you the story of what happened? What camera am I on? Oh, I should be rotating. Let's go back to rotating. Rotation. There we go. Okay. So what does rotating do? Rotating means it's going to move the cameras without my help. Okay, so you want to know my secret? Look up here. Yes, that's the camera, but look a little higher. A little higher. A little higher. What the heck is that? Okay, that's how many seconds before it rotates to the next camera. And I have them in random order, and I have the seconds a little bit jumbled up. So it makes it look like I have a director. But nobody knows that. This is a major secret in the industry. So how's my buddy Randy? We didn't talk. We'll have to talk over the weekend. Yes, sirree. Norm says it looks like I'm first in. FIFO. First in. First out. I mean, you're going to go take a... There it is. But I have to go for a little drive, so I'll be back in 20 minutes. See? FIFO. It works. Hi, Eric. How you doing, Eric? What is going on where you are? I was going to say where you are, but then I forgot where you are, and then I'd say the wrong thing, and then I would have egg on my face. And I can't leave now. I'm doing a show. So I can't go wash my face. So I'm not going to say where you are, because I don't remember. You could tell me, that's true. But that doesn't mean I'm going to remember. I'll have to write it down. You know what they need to put in this software? Little notes. So I can put right here where it says Eric, and I'm saying hi to Eric. I can put a star next to your name, and when I put a star next to your name, it lets me know that you're a star. So I just starred you, so you're a star. Okay, so Lewis is saying hello to Norm and to Mike. And Norm is saying, hello, gentlemen. Aren't we the proper one tonight? Mr. Proper in the house. Phil Thatch. Phil, I don't remember you coming in that often. It's good to see you. If you've been in here before, you can blame my age. I don't remember. But if this is your first time, I need to spend a little extra time with you. Look at that wonderful face, your sunglasses. You didn't shave that day. There's a little something on your face. I don't know, the little something here is different from the color of the little something here. But you're looking good. You just stay the way you are. You're looking good. He says you should buy the Z50. No, I wouldn't buy the Z50, but you know, it's a good choice. However, I have some things to say against Nikon for their choices, but it's a good choice, okay? So it would be in the mix with the 90D, Phil, and with the A6100, but the Olympus beats the crap out of all of them, including the Z50. It beats the crap out of the Z6 too. Except, I said the same thing 3 times. That means it's got to be a little bit important. It's a micro four thirds. Now, for some people like me, it's like, so what? I haven't printed anything. Look at. I used to print all kinds of pictures. They're all over my wall. These are 4x6 prints. Where are you? Over here. Okay. When's the last time you printed a 4x6 print? Maybe 1 out of 15 or 20 of you are into the printing of onto paper. Now, printing onto paper is a lot of fun, and it's something we should be doing, but it's just not happening. Here's how we do our prints. Meaning you. Look at the pictures of my grandbaby. Look at the pictures of my daughter. She was taking this jump. Then slice. Look at my son. Isn't he so handsome? You have a single daughter? Oh, yeah, maybe we should get them together. You know, so on and so forth. This is where pictures are shared. Okay, so Micro Four Thirds, no issue anymore. Anything you could do, I could do better. I could do anything better than you. No, you can't. Yes, I can. No, you can't. Yes, I can. That is a song. I didn't make that one up. Lewis says, Maggie, looks amazing tonight. Maggie, you got renamed. Yes, I know he meant image, okay? Come on, Mabel. I'm just trying to give the man a hard time here. Help me give him a hard time. Oh, yeah, I did know he meant image. I can read. It's right there in front of me. Mabel, go back to sleep. She gave me the bird. That woman. Anybody needs an extra wife? I'm ready to sell this one. Oh, my God. She just drives me crazy. She's going to give me white, gray hair. That's what's going to happen. So thank you, Lewis, that the image looks great. Here is my favorite Raymond. In the whole wide world, I don't have a more favorite Raymond. Although Raymond Burr is pretty high on the list, Raymond Stone is my favorite Raymond. Hi, Ray. Love you, dude. Thank you for being in here. And one of my favorite Aarons, because I know a few Aarons. So I have to be careful. But my favorite guitar player named Aaron, right there, he's got his own show. Actually, I didn't even tell you guys. Actually, the last 3 guys, what are we doing? We got so many shows. Mr. Camera Junkie's got his own show. The Real Raymond, when I say show, I mean YouTube channel. So Real Raymond has 2 YouTube channels, The Real Raymond and Raymond Stone. Very handsome young guy, very articulate, interesting to listen to, just an awesome dude all the way around. And here we go. Aaron Short, he's got his own show also. So what's going on around? I guess I don't need to do the Friday nights. You guys have it all covered. I don't know why my glasses are covered. No, I'm not going to leave you guys, at least not for a while. The doctor said I'm going to die. That's what he said. He said, in 100 years, I guarantee you'll be dead. I said, you want to bet on that? Do you want to bet on that? Hi, Aaron. How you doing, buddy? I've got rotating colors happening. Are you guys recognizing that I left the rotating colors on? One of the choices here is romantic. It leaves the blue out. So it's reds, yellows, oranges, and it's just slowly going through a rotation. And it's doing it so slowly, and I bet you I can control the speed, but I don't want to screw it up. So I'm leaving it alone. Phil says Z50. Do you think that Phil likes that camera? Phil, do you like the Z50? You need to make it plain. You need to let us know what camera it is that you like. Stop being so shy, Phil. Just spit it out. Okay, now I'm really far behind on the comments. So whatever people write now, I won't be getting till later. So you don't have to answer that. I'm just making fun and having fun. Also, hello. Hi, Phil. So nice to see you. I'm so glad you came in tonight. How did you find us? Where did you find us? How are you doing? What are you doing? Who are you doing it with? And how long have you been doing it? Inquiring minds want to know. So here's my buddy with the blue, green, yellow. Hey, you have a button for your hair? I have an extra button here for you. Here you go, Bob. This, you push the button and it'll change your hair. So see, blue. There you go. It's blue now. Okay. So Bob says, hi, Peter. Happy Friday. I sold my A73. Wow, we've got movement happening out there. And my A7R Mark IV this week. I still have the A7S3. Guess what? Guess what? Guess. I still got mine too. It's right there. You're looking at it. Okay. And an A1. Oh, if you have an A1, can I touch you? Ooh, you're hot. You have the A1. I need to get your autograph. Okay. But as a camographer, meaning a guy that just loves cameras, the hell with the fact they can take pictures and videos, he just loves the darn camera. And so do I. I'm not picking on Bob. Okay. We have a whole new field that I invented called camography. And that is just the love of your camera. Just the fact that it happens to take pictures is like gravy on the side. It's kind of like the fudge that you put on the ice cream, okay? But oh my God, oh, I just love this camera. I am just in love with the camera, okay? And that's a camography, and that's a camographer just collects cameras because he loves them, okay? As a camographer, it felt less like a transaction and more like an amputation. Whoa! Yes, because it's like the camera is like, it has a spot in your house. Honestly, this camera has a spot. It used to be somewhere else, but you know where this new spot is? Right there on my desk. This is my desk. This is a Canon. You know what Canon this is? It says Rebel XTI. It's a digital Rebel XTI. Why is it still here? I don't even know if it works. But I'm into camography. I love my cameras. Don't you take away my camera. What you talking about, Willis? Okay. This is an E3. Does anybody know what the hell an E3 is? Well, this is an E3. Okay. It's got, back in its day, it's got the flippy screen. And it's a micro four thirds. Except I just said it wrong. It's not a micro four thirds. This was before micro four thirds. It was just called 4/3. So when they came out with 4/3, this is your grandpa Olympus, EM1 Mark II. This is your grandfather, baby. Yeah, look, this is grandpa. He's got a flippy screen like you. You guys look similar. You look alike. Yeah, I know you got all the new stuff built inside of you. I understand that. But this is grandpa. You show grandpa some respect. This is the Olympus E3. Look it up. Google is your friend. And it's got its place right here on my desk. So does my cooking stuff. So anybody want scrambled eggs or something like that? I do cooking too. I did that with the wrong camera, but anyway. So you sold the A73 and the 7R Mark IV, and you still have the S3 and the A1. So what you need to do is sell the A7S3. okay, and replace it with the FX3. That's what you need to do. And then you'll have checkmate. Woody is saying hi to Phil. And I saw your comment on my my video on the big channel. Thank you. Randy says, I saw your video this week. Yes, I think I put 2 this week. I put one up this morning, which I really did last night, to be honest with you. I was up till 5 a.m. and I went live. It's not going to do well. It's like one of those topics that it's got more content than it has actual appealability. Like, what camera should I buy? You got to answer my question. For that one, they come in by the bucketfuls, okay? But you show people how the sensors respond to blue, like the Nikon was a little bit disappointing. Wait till the Canon gets in here. You're going to be disappointed in Canon also, because you've got to really fine-tune the Canons, because Canon does really good with skins. You have awesome looking skin. But when you go to tune them in for the blue, the skin loses out a little bit, okay? Not saying anything negative about the Canons. Don't everybody throw their bucket of Gatorade at me now. I'm on a diet, okay? What can you throw? Milkshakes. But it's got to be organic milk. Don't be throwing me no homogenized, pasteurized, ultra-pasteurized milk. If you love me, throw an organic milkshake in my face when you get mad. Okay? So, here's Tom, my favorite Tom. My favorite Tom in the whole wide world. And how are you, Tom? You know we love you. I love you. Tom has embarked. This is his first week where he can wake up any time that he wants because he retired and left his job as a full-time school teacher for 113 years. You don't look that old, Tom. So Tom says hello and happy Friday. The lighting is very moody tonight. Excited to check out the video from today. It's the same thing. I'm running the same light. I'm much more structured. So you basically have seen what the other one. No, go watch it. They didn't say go watch. Don't go watch it. Okay, but Tom's full first week, so he normally gets up at what time do you normally wake up? At 7:30 in the morning. I'm making up numbers. I don't know what time Tom wakes up. Heather knows. She sleeps right next to him, and he doesn't wake up quietly and gently. When he springs out of the bed, he springs out and he's just, the hills are alive with a sound. And Heather's going like, shut up. I'm making all these stories up, by the way, guys. I don't go and watch Tom and Heather sleeping, okay? But it's fun to make up stories and then they react and go like, what is he talking about? Okay, so he's supposed to get up at 7, but because he could get up later, he woke up at 5 instead. That happens to me all the time. If I get to sleep in, so I wind up waking up earlier. What the heck is up with that kind of crap? Okay, so let's get back to the card game over here. So Tom is in the room. We're all very proud of him because Tom has gone full-time YouTube. Okay, what a lot of you guys want to do. Full-time YouTuber, no money coming from the school system, no money, no health insurance coming from the school system. He's not getting paid by the rich parents that want to slip him a few bucks under the table so he can give their kid an A. Oh wait, that's illegal. Well, whatever. He doesn't do that anymore, whatever it was. All of this is teasing. Tom is Integrity City times 10, okay? You can even call Tom a little bit uptight. Tom is so uptight that I can't complete that sentence. But think of coal and diamonds and where you would have to put that coal for it to come out as a diamond. I love you, Tom. Don't be getting mad at me. So Phil is saying hi to Woody. So Woody brought Phil in. That's where Phil came from. Now we know. Wrong ones you ordered. Yes, I ordered these lights and they're not the ones I was supposed to get. I should have told the doctor when I went in for my physical, I can't even order lights properly. You got a pill for that, doc? I wanted to order a light where when I push the remote control, I can go from a Kelvin temperature of 2600 and go all the way up to 5500 or higher. That's what I wanted, okay? But no, I ordered this, not reading it. I saw the buttons, I saw the remote, I saw all the colors, and I go, ooh, 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 ooh. Gimme, 4 of them, $25. The other one is an Aperture light bulb. It looks like this. It's one single light bulb like that, and it's $70. You can go find it on B&H. I have it in the description of the video that I put on the big channel today, so you can go see what that one is. So that's a high quality light. So I'm playing with my mistake, and I am actually enjoying it. So Randy, let me enjoy my mistake, okay, dude? Just let me have it. Just let me have it. Let me have it. Wait. You're throwing pies at me. What kind of pie was it? So Eric, I like the video on lenses that you just did. That one tracked very well, Eric. I was a little bit surprised. The one that I wanted that has a lot of great content to it didn't do that hot at all, okay? The one where I'm just talking about lenses, and you can get into cheaper lenses if you buy a Sony, because the Sony lenses are so expensive. Dang, how many views did that thing get? You just never know with YouTube. YouTube is evil. Evil, evil, evil. So Mario says, wow, nice colors. Thank you, Mario. How are you doing? Mario is our most traveled person. I actually thought of you, but not the right way. No, not the wrong way either, okay? I know you fly to different countries and come back to Miami, but in the last 4 or 5 days, you know, when I lay down and I can't sleep, I do some binge watching on YouTube. And other than this Nicholas guy, okay, which I didn't hang out too much there, but I just thought the photography was cool enough where I hung out long enough to try to figure out what cameras he's using. Because he didn't mention, he's not technical. I don't think he's technical, but I'm not sure. I don't want to pick on the man, okay? But from there, I got into trains. There's people that take train rides across the United States, up and down the United States, across Europe, and they show you, the whole thing is to show you what the train is about. And did you know trains are quiet? I thought they were like clack, 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 clack. Well, this guy is in some kind of a streamliner, A-liner, B-liner, J-liner. They all got all these fancy names, you know. I couldn't hear anything. It was silent. So I'm thinking Mario could get around by train, but it'd be hard to cross the ocean on a train until they make some floating tracks, you know. So, but then if you get a wave, it's going to throw the whole train over into the ocean. So, no, don't go on the train that's on the ocean, Mario. I'm second guessing that. Phil has a fixation. Phil. He wants to sell his Nikon Z50. So he listed it there, but he didn't put a price. So Phil, you can't just put the camera. You've got to tell us how much you want for it, okay? So yes, the Z50, I had it in here, and I used it. It's an extremely pleasing camera. It's got some very stupid choices, extremely stupid. So I don't have a camera here. Yes, I do. Does this have a flippy screen? No. Okay. So the flippy screen on the Z50 flips down under the camera, where a lot of them will flip up over the camera, like the A6100. Okay. But Nikon, in their infinity and intellectual minds, decided to flip it down. So if you wanted to use it on a tripod, now you're blocking the LCD. So that's why I said, I'm not picking on you for liking the camera. It's actually, honestly, Phil, it's a baby Z6. That's what it is. Same menus. It's got the same apparatuses. Things are in the same place. So if you don't want to spend the money on a Z6, you get a Z50 and you bought yourself a Z6. Okay? The only thing is, it does a couple of really crazy, stupid things. Okay? So other than that, it's excellent. I can recommend it, and I know why he likes it. It's a very enjoyable camera. Canon and Nikon both make very, it fits in your hand properly. You know, if you go get a custom pair of something, I don't know, shoes, where they measure your feet specifically to you, or you get a suit where they measure every part of your body and the suit just fits perfectly. Well, Nikon and Canon are like that. When you pick it up, it fits in your hand perfectly. I mean, it is designed to actually fit in your hand like it was custom made for you. So it's the beginning of camography. You pick up the Nikon, the Z50, or I pick up the Z6 right here, which we're watching right now, and it's like, oh my God, this camera was made for me. I can't believe how wonderful it is. And it's true. And that's why Phil is liking his Nikon Z50. Probably will have it for a long time. APS-C cameras, because it's cheaper on everything, especially your wallet. You got it right, Mario. I would love a Nikon Z5. No, Z6 Mark II when it comes out, or a Z7 Mark II. When my avocado tree grows money. Oh, you got one of those money trees in the backyard? I got one too. I keep watering it on it. I even pee on it. It just won't grow the money. I don't know. I thought maybe maybe I bought a bad tree. So apparently, Mario, your money tree in the backyard is not doing any better than mine. But I know the feeling. I know the feeling. So Eric says, Tom, I watched your video comparing the Canon and the Sigma, the Z Sigma, the 70 to 200 2.8, because I'm looking to get it after the 2470. It helped clear things up. Well, if Tom made a video on it, there you have it. You've got the definitive statement. So when I look at my wedding lenses, which are still here, there is a 24 millimeter sitting over there, f1.4, 24 millimeter. There's a 50 millimeter, f1.4. It happens to be on the Z6 right now, okay? There's a 7200, 2.8 with image stabilization. Those are the staple lenses. So Eric, you go for it, buddy. You go for it. The 70 to 200, 2.8. And Tom is saying, I'm so glad to hear it. See, Tom, you helped him. That's what his channel is all about. And top of the line. Tom is top of the line. Where am I? Here we are. Mr. Camera Junkie is saying hi to Eric, Mario, Tom, Randy. You got most of you. You forgot Norm. Where's Norm? Tom Buck, how is retirement? Oh, you know what I found? Tom has another channel. Surprise! I don't remember the name of it. It's his wife's channel, and Tom comes in and sits in a noiser for an hour and a half. Okay, no, he doesn't do that. When Tom is there, the channel is rolling. I've only watched the one, Tom. But I was surprised. I'm surprised I didn't see it before, because I would love to see you live and get in and say hello and just give you encouragement and love and all that kind of stuff. So, Mr. Camera Junkie, how is Ecamm working out? Oh, that's right. Lewis, you got Ecamm running over there. I'm not sure, but I think Tom is running Ecamm also. So if you want to learn about Ecamm, Tom Buck is the place to go. He's a teacher. He's a professional teacher. When God made him and looked at him, he said, professional teacher, YouTuber, professional YouTuber. And there, we got Tom is right there with us now. So, yeah, if you need any help with Ecamm, Lewis, let me know. Aaron, the ZV-1 is a great camera. Yes, I forgot. I got that one in here, but I'm not rotating it. Here is the ZV-1. So right here comes with this little handle for $100 extra. And with this little handle, watch. Whoops, I could zoom it right into my belly or give you the big, wide shot, or come all the way back here and zoom it in. And I could go back and forth, and I can also tap it back so it's kind of like there. So normally I have it set up better than that. It looks, I don't know, it looks a little bit too yellow. So, but we're not going to get into that. The ZV-1 is a great camera. Tom is going, oh my gosh, it's incredible. He's talking about answering the question, how is retirement? So Tom is going, it is incredible. Nothing beats being in control of your time. Absolutely, positively. It's kind of like instead of you're working for the man, now the man is working for you. All right, let's get back to a serious camera here. Nothing against the ZV-1. Nobody coming down on me. Okay, be nice. There we go. Serious camera right there. And yes, Tom, congratulations over and over. You got the kahunas, buddy. You just up and you're blazing a new path for yourself. Tom, for those of you, I know I've been silly and all that kind of stuff. Tom left the school system as a full-time teacher last year where he won Teacher of the Year. So this guy is loved, liked. The kids are crying their eyes out. They are actually bawling because Mr. Buck is not there. Okay? But Tom, being the wonderful, kind, generous, loving man that he is, he gave his students a way to contact him personally outside all of the other stuff. A direct line just to him. And he told them, you need me? I'm there. Now, that is an amazing human being. Okay? So, Tom says, nothing beats being in control of your time. Nothing beats Tom. Tom is top of the line. Mr. A in love, companionship, compassion, everything that a person needs. Right there, Mr. Tom Buck. Can I have my $5 now? No, I'm just kidding. I love Tom. He's awesome. We actually had a phone conversation. I forgot about that. I actually talked with Tom, and he wouldn't stop talking for over an hour. It's worse than talking to PeterGregg. No, that's not true. I kept him on the phone for over an hour. The poor guy, I felt like, oh my God, his ear has to be hot. So we spoke. Such a very kind, considerate, compassionate. He never made me feel like, well, I got to go now. Okay, and he never made me feel like he wasn't interested in what I was saying. And I had plenty to say, too. And I tried to be a good listener, too, with him. So we've had like our introductory phone call where I've got to spend quite a bit of time with him on the phone. So on to Mario. Apparently Olympus is working on a full frame. They should go medium format, which is the future. The Z, RF, and L mounts could technically accommodate 100 megapixel medium format sensor. Now I agree with you on that. They would go full frame to get into the game, but it would behoove them to jump the full frame and go from medium format, so they got the Micro Four Thirds format, so they got the lower end covered, and to go to a full frame style handling camera, but put a medium format sensor in the thing. So kind of like make a camera that is completely like a regular full frame camera, but slip in the bigger sensor. And now they have something that would probably, beat the Fuji, because it's a well thought out system. Fuji's a good thought out system too. There's no bad cameras. Find me a bad camera, okay? The Z50. No, I'm just kidding. Phil is sitting there going like, what? What did he say, Martha? Martha, he said the Z50 is a bad camera. Where is that bucket of milkshake? I'm going to throw it at this guy. He's too fat anyway. I just wanted to get your goat up a little bit, Phil. Wake you up. I got to do that for Norm also. He's saying, Lewis is saying hi to Aaron. Mr. Camera Junkie Lewis is, his channel is called Mr. Camera Junkie. So he's saying Ecamm is so good. Oh yeah. Ecamm is like head and shoulders. Woo! The whole thing. And you haven't even scratched the surface. Wait till you see some of the really cool stuff. So Phil says he suggests the Z50. He says, I already know that, but seriously, the Z50. Now, you didn't say that, Phil. You didn't. You should make yourself clear. It should be the Z50 you're just too timid, It's family here. It's like the boys getting together on Friday night to play cards. Scott will be in here in a little bit, and he's going to bring in some kind of munchies. Somebody else will bring in the beer and the hot chocolate. I'm more into the hot chocolate. Again, I'm not supposed to have the sweets. But if it's organic hot chocolate, I have no clue how to get organic hot chocolate. But if it is, it's kind of approved. Okay. So Ray says, in the early 2019s, I began my other YouTube channel with an iPhone 6. The man, right there. I put you over there, but you're really over there. The iPhone 6 came out in 2015, but produced 1080p video that looked halfway decent. See? You used the same techniques. You and Nicholas, you're buds like that. Like a handshake. No, that was a good choice. You could be creative. If you don't have the right stuff, that doesn't mean you got to get all upset. Let me give a star to Raymond. Randy says, Olympus is going downhill in sales. Not enough people are buying them. They are great cameras. The reason they're going downhill in sales, let's say just the elephant in the room, is because of confidence. Okay, now, I have sit-down cameras, so let's see where they are. I didn't check to see if I fixed these up. Okay, so this is one of my sit-down cameras. Okay, so, Randy, when a company goes like, well, we sold it, meaning we didn't have enough interest, we put our kid up for adoption. We didn't want him, But then when the kid goes up for adoption, you get parents that really, really, really want the child and love him. It's better than what his parents would have given him. So the company that actually bought the Olympus imaging department or whatever it is, they're going to have to prove themselves, to me at least. So they're not known for proving themselves very well. So we'll see what happens. The proof is in the pudding. And as long as it's organic pudding, I can have it. So Ray says, regarding a person's first camera, I see a package on Amazon that comes with a Canon T6, which is a very nice camera, an 18 to 55 kit lens, which is a decent kit lens, and a 75 to 300 millimeter lens, which is a darn fun lens. Even if you don't do nothing with it, just use it and hold it, and you're going to love what... Oh my God! I can see the mustache on that lady. Oh wait, she's not supposed to have a mustache. Forget I said anything. It's sold used from multiple sellers for $440 to $550. That's a good way to get in. Get a nice camera, 2 lenses for $550. Ray is on the mark. And so it was on Amazon, so he looked in the used section. Okay? That's not too hard to find. If you have a hard time finding it, call up Ray and he'll help you find it. I thought I felt something climbing on my foot. I'm not somebody that likes spiders, okay? So if there's something that feels like a spider, I'm not going to freak out and scream like a girl, okay? But I won't be far from it. Where's the damn fly swatter? Bam! Have you ever hit a fly swatter? I mean, have you ever hit a spider with a fly swatter and it was like, excuse me, did you hit me? It's like you didn't even hit the thing. Ray says, I bring up the T6 package because most people are looking for a first camera claimed to have budgets of around $500. That's the most that's the most common number given to those new to DSLR and mirrorless cameras. Okay, Ray, you just came up with your next topic, okay? Help people get into their first camera and why $500 is not something to laugh at. There's your topic. That's easy. Might take you 3 or 4 hours to get everything done and put together, but you know what? it'll be what evergreen. Do you know what evergreen means? It'll be something people can go back and refer to time after time. So, Ray, you gave yourself a good assignment. And if you didn't, I did. I just gave you the assignment. Aaron Short Music, Randy's talking to him. iMac before June. I'll believe it when I see it. Well, we are almost into May. So it's getting close. Oh, that reminds me, Randy. I'm supposed to put the computer up for sale. And I forgot. Oops. Okay. Something to do this weekend. Late April or May. Or early May. That would be great news. So I have to get this computer up for sale before that comes out, because people are going to go like, I don't want that. So thank you, Randy, for reminding me. Even though you didn't, you did. There are no proper regulations yet for organic foods. Most of the time, you just pay more, just eat less. Well, I'm going to look into it a little bit, Mario, because I do like the idea of trying to pick out stuff that's grown healthier. However, I do get the feeling many times, I'm over on this camera, I do get the feeling many times they just slapped on an organic label and are charging more for it now. So how am I going to prove otherwise? I don't know. Okay? So if anybody knows, other than getting in the train, I want to ride on the train now. Okay? I got so into the trains and stuff like that, and go and see. Cow's milk are just for little cows. Drink goat's milk. It's more compatible with humans. Same goes for cheese. I have a Greek background. Mario, my parents are Greek. I'm Greek, I guess. I'm Greek. So I was able to speak Greek before I was able to speak English. I was like 5 years old before I started on English, because my parents worked, and my grandparents no speak the English. Okay, so I was very fluent in Greek. And the Greek culture eats a lot of goat cheese. Sheep's milk, goat's cheese, goat's milk, and stuff like that. I happen to like ice cream. What can I tell you? So Joey says, I've been meaning to try goat's milk. It's different, I can tell you that. I can't tell you if you're going to like it or not, but I can tell you it's different. It would be goatier. That's a terrible, it doesn't say anything, does it? It's gamier. It's got a gamier taste to it. Like, you know what they say, the cow's meat and the steaks and stuff. Well, what happens when you kill a deer or something and you what do they call it when they divide it and then they wrap it and freeze it in sections, and you have that the meat is much more gamier. So the goat milk would have that type of a tilt towards it. It's not bad. Drink it all the time. As a matter of fact, the feta cheese, the manuri cheese that I get is goat's milk, sheep's milk, and that's what I do a lot. I eat a lot of sweets. I mean, I know what my problem is. I eat a lot of sugars. It is just crazy for me to have an Oreo here and not eat it. Where the heck is it? There's my Oreo, see? All right, I took a bite. You think that little bite's going to satisfy me? Whoa! The joke is on you. That little bite is not going to satisfy me. Ray says, I'm glad I never had a taste for milk as an adult. Milk is something I never think about until somebody throws it up. Somebody brings it up. Well, one of the conspiracy theories, conspiracy theories that go around, okay, one of them from the nutritionist people is that human beings are the only mammal that continues to drink the milk designed for a baby as an adult. Everything else does not go back to that milk. Only the humans, okay? And they make a really good argument, Ray, okay, that's, it's like when you look around. However, the monkeys and the donkeys and the horses don't have a 7-Eleven to go to where they can open up a refrigerator and pull out a carton of nice cold milk and a package of Oreo cookies because I don't think it would be long before they would be drinking milk too. They don't have the opportunity. Their mama certainly isn't going to lay down and say, yeah, come and suck on me for a while. Let's see what kind of milk you're going to get. So that's my counter argument. That's all I'm saying. But the thrust of the argument is humans are the only thing that goes back to the baby food, which is the mother's milk. Okay, and then they continue and build up. You know how people can make an argument out of birds. You know, there's no such thing as a bird. They're alien beings, or they're mechanical beings, and that's why birds have to sit on an electrical wire a certain number of hours a day to recharge their batteries, their inner, selves, so that they could fly and go around. But they're not a real thing like you would think. Okay, that's another conspiracy theory. Joey is saying, buy Bitcoin! Use your same camera for a year. Yeah, Bitcoin could be going up. It's gone up. Elon Musk just said that you now can buy a brand new Tesla automobile and pay for it with Bitcoin. So the more large companies legitimize Bitcoin, the more it's going to be more stable and the value is going to be up. I was looking at it when it was $8,000 or $9,000 for one coin. It's not a real thing. It's an imaginary thing. For those of you that don't know what the heck Bitcoin is about, it is a digital entity, okay? And it's assigned a value by supply and demand. And it's not regulated by any government or any humans. Supposedly, humans can't get in there to regulate it. So the designers of Bitcoin put out a certain amount of Bitcoin. They made a way where you can put in your dollars, conveniently, to buy Bitcoin, okay? And they made a way for Bitcoin to grow. In other words, like the U.S. government, when Trump or Biden or somebody decides, we're going to give you money. Where is this money going to come from? We're going to print it. I got my $1,400 check, by the way. Okay, where did that money? So that's how they create money. They are infusing money into the economy by giving $1,400. I heard $2,000. So what the hell is wrong with my ears? I should have brought that up with the doctor also. I was supposed to get $2,000, and it wound up being $1,400. And sure, they got a damn good excuse, but where the hell's my $2,000? I want the $2,000, not $1,400. Anyway, I got the $1,400. That's how they create money. So the way money is created in Bitcoin is it's called mining. Okay? So you could chip away at the Bitcoin, and somehow when they created this Bitcoin, it multiplies itself in super tiny little increments. So this keeps the value up, supply and demand. If the supply on Bitcoin was endless, what would it be worth? Like gold. Okay, there's only so much gold on this planet, and there ain't no more, and there's nobody manufacturing gold. They can mine it, but it's a very slow and hard process. Then you got silver right behind it. Now, silver is actually used, okay, not only in silver teeth, it's also used in electronics and stuff like that. So silver is actually bought like wheat, and it's used. Bitcoin, okay, is controlled by a farm of computers that play the supply and demand, and when there's more demand, the value goes up. So it goes up a little bit, goes up a little bit. So anyway, it's hard to say. It was about $8,000. I thought, dang, that's expensive. Gold is like $1,000 or $1,200 an ounce. Bitcoin is $8,000. Well, it's over $50,000 now. It's probably higher than that. They say it's going over $100,000. And as it goes, okay, so if Elon Musk or Tesla says, yes, we are taking and accepting Bitcoin, so they get $100,000, and let's say they hit a sale here or there, and he gets $100,000 and it's paid for in Bitcoin, and the guy walks away with his new Tesla. So let's say in 2 years that the Bitcoin value itself goes to $100,000 per coin. So Elon has made money and he didn't even sell a car. So do you see where the value is? So what's the negative? The negative is it's not something you can hold. You don't know where the heck it is. It's right above your head, floating. All these millions of bits, zeros and ones. Okay, that's where Bitcoin is. It's kind of hard to fathom. It's also fairly easy to steal. Okay, and now they've made Bitcoin wallets where you can actually suck out of that system your Bitcoin and put it in a wallet that you can actually hold. So all it is basically it's a phone that's designed only to receive and send Bitcoins. And I think the wallet will only hold, I think, 5 Bitcoins. I'm not sure, but there's a limit. You can't put 100 Bitcoins on there. Okay, you'd have to buy a new wallet. All right. Another downside is my nephew has a whole full Bitcoin. He played with it when it first came out, and he can't get his Bitcoin because he has no idea what the password is, and there's no way on God's green earth for you to get a password or whatever it is to get. So he's got a $50,000 worthless Bitcoin. So the point isn't to go, oh, the point is you could actually lose it. But then you could lose a gold coin. There's even a story in the Bible. Okay, a lady loses her gold coin and she stays up for days or hours or all day, all night. I'm putting these batteries in the charger. And she looks for it. And when she finds that gold coin, she calls her neighbors, which I'm not sure is the smartest thing to do, and says, "Rejoice with me, I have found my gold coin." Okay, so if you could lose a gold coin, you can lose a Bitcoin. Okay, so you're getting in the area where if you get into that area deep enough, you're getting into the area of what's called preppers. Preppers are people that think that something bad is going to happen. And it can be something as crazy as the apocalypse or the zombie attack or whatever they call it. You know, you're going to run for the hills. You won't be able to buy food. You won't be able to, people are going to be walking around with a shotgun. So they prepare. And they prepare for that in a number of ways. Some of them store food. They buy the food. Even Costco. It's so big. If you go to Costco, you will see buckets of food that is freeze-dried that will last 25 to 35 years. So when this great zombie thing happens, okay, you will have the ability to eat food because Publix and Winn-Dixie and Kroger and whatever it is you got is not going to have the foods. Okay, those are called preppers. So then along with that theory, is the economy is going to tank and go to hell. So you have Bitcoin comes into the picture, but then you also have silver and gold coins. So a gold coin now, a 1 ounce gold coin, is worth around $1,300. I haven't looked it up lately, but somewhere between $1,200 and $1,400. Okay, so you could take that coin, you turn it in, and they give you $1,400 cash, green cash. Now the gold is technically supposedly more valuable because you can make all of the green dollar bills that you want, and they just did that, okay? Then gold, you can't make more. So some people are saying that we're going to go back on the gold standard, okay? So those of you that understand what that is, good for you. And if you don't, you should, okay? So we used to be on the gold standard. When you took a dollar bill, there was a certain amount of gold in Fort Knox that backed up that dollar, that backed up the $20, and there was real gold that backed it up. That was basically a certificate that says this much gold is being held in place of gold. You're going to get this $20 bill, okay? And the United States currency was like that until the 70s when Nixon took the entire economy off the gold standard. So now what they're saying is oh, we need to go back to the gold standard. Well, we can't go back to the gold standard, which is something they can't understand, okay, the people that are very much into gold, but gold will be valuable. I'm not talking gold down. There's not enough gold in the whole planet to fill up a full Olympic size swimming pool, okay? So we cannot go on the gold standard for the world. There's not enough gold, okay, to make it a currency. So they're going to have to come up with a currency, and they want a currency that nobody can manipulate, and enter into the picture Bitcoin. So when Joey said buy Bitcoin, it's because there's a feeling that Bitcoin is going to be moved towards to become the world's currency. See, they want to get the world's currency off of the United States dollar, because that'll weaken the United States from being the world's superpower. Okay, everybody thinks it's strictly about the nukes. Most likely these nukes are never going to get used, because we know what the results are. So when people like North Korea that hates our guts go and buy something, most of the time they're using the US dollar. Iran, okay, who we keep playing with, on and off, depending on who's president, when they buy oil or when they sell oil to people, they want their payment in the US dollar. So the US dollar is propped up not only by our friends, it's also propped up and held up by our enemies, okay? And there is always something going on to try to change it out of the US dollar being the world's currency. So the chances are that the world's currency at the right time, with the right people in the right offices, are going to try to capture all the commerce and make it a global economy, which is why I was very pro-President Trump. I am not pro-global economy thinking. If Biden was pro-nationalism instead of global economy, I'd be for Biden, okay? But he's very global. So in order to be global, you give up a lot of your sovereignty, okay? So when you get into something like that, that is what they're working towards. And they're trying to do it peacefully, but they're doing it quite a number of different ways, okay? All at the same time. Think of the illegal immigration issue. Do you think what it's about? It's about getting the United States to not be the global currency, okay? We do have enemies. I don't care if you're a frickin' communist, okay? The United States has enemies. Those enemies wants to destroy the fabric of what this nation is made of, okay? And they have us arguing, oh, it's liberal versus conservative, it's conservative versus liberal, okay? In the meantime, you've got Bitcoin that's sliding in under the picture. And with no political action, you have a big company like Tesla that says, we will now take payment in Bitcoin. And then when you see other major companies like, let's say, Ford or General Motors or, whatever else, but you buy a house with Bitcoin, it just legitimizes Bitcoin more and more and more. And those that are in the know will already have owned Bitcoin. Okay? Thanks, Joey. You really got me off on a tangent here. I'm a sucker for heavy cream in my coffee from a local dairy. Yes, now if I could find, that's what my nutritionist said. Heavy cream, the full fat heavy cream, the full fat milk. But not the stuff you get off the shelves. Because I looked at the stuff that you get off the shelves. It's all ultra pasteurized, which means it's not boiled to lower flash pasteurization, flash boiling to kill it. I mean, they boil the hell out of it. It's dead. There is nothing in there but dead fat. And he says, this is not healthy for you, Peter. I said, well, where do I get living heavy cream from? Well, you got to go out in Florida, down in South Miami, and find, a farm where they will sell you right out of the cows your heavy cream. Yeah, fat chance like that's going to happen. Boy, we are all over the place. Mario says, Peter, how do you know which camera is on? I don't know. I just look at all of them at one time. Or, when I actually turn my brain on, I I look up here and it tells me what camera I'm looking at. I should be looking at. So right now, that's the A7S3. Guess what? I know where that camera is. I mean, I'm not that, I know I look dumb, but I actually know, I promise. Like the EM1 Mark II, I'm looking at it now. I know where the camera is. I gotta say something. This lighting looks pretty nice. Does anybody have any comments on it? Because I think I like it. I think I love you, so what do you think? I could tell which cameras. Not only I could tell what camera's on, I could see the countdown right above it as to when it's going to switch to the next camera. So the next legitimate question is, how do you know which camera it's going to go to? Well, I don't. Okay, but after I've done this for like 4 weeks now, I kind of know that after the A7 III, excuse me, I'm in the sitting down cameras and there's only 2 cameras running. So that's this one and the Olympus EM1 Mark II. So when that goes down 3, 2, 1, I know to turn my head over there because that's the only other camera. It's not going to go to the one up in the ceiling. It's going to go to that one. Now, when I'm standing and I've got a lot more cameras running, okay, that's when little by little, I remember which one's up next in the mix. So, I hope that kind of answers your question, Mario. So Joey says, Joey, that is the way to go. Buy local. It helps your community. There we go. I'm going to have to find a source where I can buy this stuff local. Here's Charles. Hi, Charles. How are you doing? Hello to all the Greggies. How are you, sir? So happy to see you tonight. I was talking about Fuji earlier. I was expecting you to blast in, and you didn't, so you didn't get to hear. I'm not going to stick my foot in my mouth now. My mama didn't raise no dummy. Maybe my doctor wants to fill me with drugs that makes me a Dougie. I'll be a Dougie dummy. But I'm not going to tell you all the bad things I said about Fuji because Charles loves Fuji. He's a Fuji man, in and out, left and right, up and down, front and back. Okay, so you want to know something about Fuji? You go to his channel, and he has one, and he actually live streams when he's able to with Fuji cameras. You got it right there. Just in our little community right here, which is not super, super big, okay, we got the whole world in our hands. We got the whole world in our hands. Now what is Randy gonna say? I sexercise while working. Besides back problems, I still buy a treat from McDonald's. The Mocha Frappe. I still haven't bought one of those. I want to try the McDonald's chicken sandwich because there's a chicken sandwich war going on. For those of you out of the loop, there's a chicken sandwich war going on. And the reason is Chick-fil-A came out with their chicken sandwich. And it is so good that everybody was just saying, best chicken sandwich in the world, second to none. Nobody in the fast food field makes a better chicken sandwich than Chick-fil-A. And after a while of that going on, Popeyes came up and said, not so fast, brother. We got us a darn good chicken sandwich. So I went and I got their chicken sandwich. And you know what? They got themselves a darn good chicken sandwich. So now this war between Popeyes and Chick-fil-A has caused attention to be drawn. Now look and see, everybody and his uncle is getting into the chicken sandwich war. So McDonald's has come out. McDonald's has always had a chicken sandwich, okay? It's not organic, so it's not for me. I can't have one. However, McDonald's just came out with I think it's called a crispy chicken sandwich, and they came out with 2. One is called crispy chicken sandwich, and the other one is spicy chicken sandwich. It's in the foil bags like the Chick-fil-A. It's not like the wrapping paper like McDonald's uses to paper wrap everything else. They have mimicked the Chick-fil-A aluminum foily bag, okay? And so now, of course, Wendy's has their chicken sandwich. They want in on the game. And you know who else is in on it now too? Taco Bell. Taco Bell has a big, meaty, horseshoe-shaped chicken. Okay. I mean, it's like, it looks like they dip these in a batter like 400 times, and instead of in a taco, they put it in a pita bread. And they've got some kind of a sauce, of course, that they create to go on it. So everybody and his uncle's in the chicken fight. So I want to try the McDonald's one, because McDonald's usually does something to make you addicted to their food. So it must hopefully taste something decent. So Joey says, I wish I had bought two A6100s. Yeah, you could get them for $5.99. $5.99. Okay, this is just Sony saying, we're gay. We want to screw you. You know, they went from $5.99 to $8.99 for the same camera. Evan, I had convinced him to get the A6100 because he had the A7 Mark II, which, who has the A7 Mark II? Think. Lewis, Mr. Camera Junkie. He is live streaming tomorrow night, 11:55 p.m. Mr. Camera Junkie. Mr. Camera Junkie. Mr. Camera Junkie. Okay, we'll be streaming tomorrow live. Okay, and he is using the A7 Mark A7S, I think. A7 Mark II or A7S Mark II, one of those two. So now Evan has got himself an A6100, and it's an excellent camera for the young man. He's going to grow with it. I think he's got his eyes on the Olympus a little bit. I think a few people have their eyes on the Olympus, just a little bit. I don't know why. Maybe it's a really good camera for the price. Who knows? So, yeah. You wish you bought two. You should have bought 10, and they should be up for sale now. Brand new, $7.99, $100 off, and you would have made $200 on each one. What is this? I wonder if this is something you eat. I'll tell you in a second. Tastes like an Oreo. It smells like an Oreo. It looks like an Oreo. Must be an Oreo. It's just got to be an Oreo. Phil. Phil says, Fuji will also make your Christmas lights breathe. Otherwise, I love my XT3. I did a video where I sang the song from Radiohead called Creep. If you look at the playlist on the big channel, or PeterGregg Sings, which is a different channel, I only got 2 songs up there. I guess I started it and then I never finished it. So I did the song Creep, and the Fuji X-T3 is one of 4 cameras that I used to record that song in the Christmas room before I updated to this Christmas room, but it's still in a Christmas room. So that was that. Fuji makes a camera for the masters. You know, it's just like there's buttons for, you don't even have to go to a menu, and then they came out with the X-T4. So Fuji's major problem is their focus system is great, but it doesn't work with their lenses very good. Their lenses have slower, older motors. The gear teeth are too big, so it can't do the micro focusing, and it looks like it's jumping back all over the place, forward, back, all kinds of stuff. It's not like they have a bad focus system like Panasonic does. They have a good focus system. If you look at what's going on the LCD, the Fuji's like, it nailed it. Now, to get that to translate into real life is where Fuji's problem is. And it's the same problem Panasonic has too. Thank you, Phil, for reminding me of the X-T3. Eric says, nothing beats a regular camera. Much bigger sensors. My teacher went over comparing phones to cameras in class on Wednesday. Excellent. So you got a good rundown on them. That's good to know. But be careful. So what do you need to be careful of? Be careful because people have pre-designed notions, preconceived notions. I knew I was looking for a word, okay? So I've shot a wedding with this camera right here. Boom, boom, boom. This right here camera. I actually shot 2 weddings with it. This is my hand cam. This is the GH4. Can you imagine shooting a wedding with a GH4? But I didn't shoot just 1 wedding. I shot 2 weddings. Okay? So be careful when somebody is pushing too hard and taking away your choice. Because your choice should always be your choice. Wait, I should be on the sitting down cameras. Okay? So I haven't come across any reason to kick out the Olympus EM1 Mark II. So there's what they call noise, okay? And every camera has a certain level of noise, like the 90D, the 80D from Canons, okay? And the noise gets greater, of course, when the ISO goes higher. So this camera right here that you're looking at for the next 2 seconds, okay, has a lower level of noise than the bigger sensor Canon 90D and 80D. And it's a micro four thirds sensor that's in that camera. Panasonic doesn't even get close to the Olympus EM1 Mark II, EM1 Mark III, and the EM1X. Those are the 3 cameras based on the same stuff, okay? So if somebody showed you something like, don't ever buy anything less than a full frame, that's something you need, your shields need to go up, okay? So now if you're shooting portraits, I would say, yeah, probably true, all right? But if you're shooting wildlife and birding, and maybe your kid's on a football field, a soccer field, a basketball game, then you know what? I don't want the full frame. Okay, I'm going to need lenses like that big. I can't even fit it in this thing that big. Okay, where a lens that big on this EM1 Mark II will give me 800 millimeters. Okay, and just a tenth of the price. And the picture will be just as good because it's not going to become a wall print. And even if it does become a wall print, print your wall print on canvas paper or in real canvas. All your problems are gone. The paper has so much noise in it before you even print something on it that whatever you print on it that's noisy suddenly looks good. So there's a lot of ways to skin the cat. But I'm trying to be really careful, Eric, because I want you to be enjoying that class. But I want you to absorb what it is they're teaching, but don't lose track of there's a real world out there, okay? And everybody doesn't own a full frame camera, and you should ask yourself, why is that? And if your conclusion is it's because of price, that would be a motivating factor, all right? But I could buy whatever cameras I want, and yet I have a full frame A7S Mark III, okay? And I have a micro four thirds, 2 of them in this room. And you know what's even smaller than a micro four thirds? This little pumpkin right here. This has got a 1-inch sensor. Hi, little 1-inch sensor. And you know what? This is one of the best little packages around, better than a phone. Okay, it's got a Carl Zeiss lens. It's got a flippy screen. And it's got a lot of little innovations. So it's actually a great first step. It's $750 also with a Carl Zeiss lens, 1.8 lens. But the fact that it's a 1-inch sensor, it makes that 1.8 lens like a 3.5. Okay, look at the depth of field. You could see if there's any snot hanging out of Santa's nose. In other words, it's sharp back there. Okay, so we've got that going on. Okay, let's go back to my sitting camera. Phil says the ZV-1 looks really bad by comparison to the others. Okay, were you paying attention? Why? Why was it looking bad? Because I have tuned all the others in with each other, and the ZV-1 is not. The ZV-1 has got settings for a completely different purpose, and I just plopped it in here. So, but it's not far enough where I can't tune that thing in. And if I could snap my fingers, just like that. Let's go back to that ZV-1. So if I pull that ZV-1, something else I can do is I can zoom. Okay. Too much? Come on. Ah. Okay. Leave it close enough. Okay, so if I go over to the ZV-1, now the software that I'm using allows me to take any particular camera and massage the colors and stuff. So just by looking at it on this monitor, which is a TV, it's not a good monitor, I'm going to bring down, the color, yellow, because the yellow is too strong. I'm going to add just a little bit of green. I'm going to pull down the warmth. Okay, so as a standalone camera, this is now looking like I could sign on and I could sell you my barbecue sauce. Hey, it's PeterGregg, Miami, Florida. I have the best barbecue sauce in the world. I can't legally sell it because I'm not allowed to sell barbecue sauce. However, any donation that is made to the big channel of $23.01, that'll be like the bat signal to me. That means that you want me to send you a free gift. And because you sent me a nice donation of $23.01, I will send you a free gift. And you can look for it in the mail. Okay, so I could do this, and if you have nothing else to compare it to, honestly, this looks wonderful. Okay, I might sharpen it a bit. Okay, however, there's two things going on here. Number one is it's a 1-inch sensor, and number two, this camera is set to 1080 where all the other ones are set to 4K. All right, so you're not even looking at this in 4K, even though I'm pumping 4K out of this room up to YouTube, which nobody has confirmed. Randy, you want to check on that for me? I should be, doing 4K tonight unless YouTube has shut me down again. And if they did, then c'est la vie. What can I tell you? I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to break it. Okay? But looking here in Chrome, I am streaming out in 4K. Okay? So this camera is actually being upsampled to 4K because everything leaving here is going out the door as 4K. I have AT&T 1000 up, 1000 down. So I do my entire live stream in 4K. Okay, so when you compare that to the Nikon, but that Nikon is, all right, let's compare that with the Olympus, okay? So this is the red there with the Olympus. So here's Lewis. Hi Lewis, I love you, dude. How you doing? Hello, my friends. I'm happy to see you. Norm went on his 20-minute ride. Okay, I came back. I've been listening to the live stream as I drove. Darn, if I knew you were listening, I would have talked about you the whole time, and I know you couldn't even answer me back. You would be getting so mad at your steering wheel that Peter, what is he talking about me? And where I can't get to the computer, I'm driving the car. Been listening to the live stream as I drove. I think the best camera is the one you have now, and there is a man that is smart. Okay, the best camera that you have is the one that you have right now. Play with the toys you have and perfect your skills to achieve better results. Good for you, Norm. Preach it, brother, preach it. Phil says Micro Four Thirds has an easier job when focusing, just a theory. Okay, that's Phil's theory. That isn't true. It's the algorithm that's in there. So for instance, the Panasonic has a Micro Four Thirds, and they also have a full frame sensor, and they suck at both. Okay, the full frame one technically focuses a little bit better, but it's still not a camera I would put in here. It's like it just doesn't make it. It doesn't do it. Okay. Be careful though, because I have not said that it was a bad camera. Got to be careful because people accuse me of that, and maybe I need to be a little stronger. I didn't say that Panasonic is a bad camera. Any camera that I say something about the choices that the camera company makes in creating their cameras is what I have issues with. People that buy the Panasonic or buy anything, I don't have an issue with you. I have to pay for my cameras the same like you. So who the heck am I to be judgmental over anybody in any way about what camera they buy or bought or have? Okay? I want to make that clear every once in a while, because I'm not here to make anybody feel bad about what they own, you know, especially if you're a camographer and you love your camera. It's me like telling you, you know, your girlfriend's terrible. Your girlfriend is just terrible. I'm not going to get very funny with you after, you're not, even from the beginning, you know. You don't do that to another guy, you know. Oh, nice girlfriend you got there, dude. After you turn around. So Norm says, if you really want to try a great camera, I recommend the Nikon Ultrasonic. Yes, the Nikon Ultrasonic, you got to remember that one because that can actually be said. Nikon, Canon, Olympus, Sony. IC. Okay? So that is pretty cool. Very cool. Thanks, Norman. Norm, is that a lava lamp in the middle of the tree? Yeah, it's something. I got a new toy. You can't see it from the sitting down positions. We call them lava lamps, but basically it's the new thing is like a glitter lamp. Is it still running? Yep, it's on batteries. There's no like 12 volt plug for it, so that's the only negative thing about it. Sly says, hi, Peter and Petertarians. Glad to see so many here. How many we got? Oh, we got 22. Well, even with 22 people in here, Sly, there's just no way around it. Sly, thank you for coming in. Your visits mean so much to me. I was almost off key. I better stand up when I sing to Sly. I have to stand up when I sing to Sly, 'cause Sly is a wonderful lady. She's the prettiest one in town. This is the glitter lamp right there. Here's another one right there too. How are things? I know you work till midnight, the clock strikes 12. So you're here just a little bit early, Sly. But boy, I like it, it's swell. How you doing, sweet Sly? How you doing, good old Sly? You're just the smile I need tonight to make me smile from ear to ear. Boy, was that out of tune, but I don't know how to fix it now. It's already left the room and it's gone out the air. Sly, thank you for being out there. Might as well stop while I'm doing halfway decent. She got me up. Sly got me up on my feet. Sly says, hi, Peter and Petertarians. Glad to see so many here. You know, not everybody can spell Petertarians. So when you watch this tomorrow, you're going to see we got a romantic a light that is actually working in the background as we speak. It changes colors, but only subtly. So it's like, not only are we rotating cameras, we're also rotating colors. So the colors are rotating. So Ray knew it. Ray knew that I was going to sing. Boy, Ray knows me. I can't hide anything now. That's it. That's it. Ah, thanks, Ray. That means you're a really good friend. Thank you. Love you, dude. Thank you so much. That song was for Sly. Don't get jealous. I'll sing you a song, Ray. You get jealous, I'll sing you a song and your face will be red. Yes, it will. Peter, I bought some of the Cree Lights. Thanks for the recommendation. They look nice. Yeah, they don't do too bad. The only thing with the Cree Lights is you'd think they're going to last a lifetime. Well, guess what? They're not. Okay, I've had some for 2 or 3 years, and then they burn out. Got to buy a new one. So Norm says, hello, Sly, you're in early tonight. Yes, Sly, you're in here early. But I'm so glad you're early, 'cause Sly, you make my whole evening come alive. I'm still singing to Sly. What's there's something going on? Charles says, well, wait a minute. Charles, did you change your avatar? What is that avatar? It's like a roll of film going like, and there's a camera just sitting on it. You got to change. Listen to me, Charles. Digital. Charles, wake up. Digital it's been released. It's on the market now, Charles. You could buy a digital camera. You don't need to film anymore. But I do have to say, that is a really cool, very cool, what do they call it? Is it Avatar? I like that. I like that. So back to Norm for a second. Sly, how come you're early? Did you get out of work early? Okay, so... Oh, wait, I didn't read what Charles said. I got so excited with your avatar, Charles. I forgot to read what you said. You know what's funny? No, I don't know what's funny. Do you know what's funny? Watch, what do they call it? Hollywood Squares. The Best of Hollywood Squares with Paul Lynde single line zingers or something like that. You'll laugh for a half hour. That guy could spit them out like there's no tomorrow. I was doing that. I was feeling a little sad. Not really bad, but just a little sad. Just a little teeny weeny bit. I didn't have my ice cream. Oh, Peter told me I can't have ice cream unless it's organic. That's why I was sad. No, I'm just kidding. I got my blood report back, and I was talking about it earlier, so you can go back and see everything I had to say when this thing rewinds or whatever it does. So you know what's funny? Big screen films are filmed by cameras that can't focus. Woo! Who knew that? I posted a movie called Cosmos that was filmed on the original Blackmagic. That's the Blackmagic Pocket Pro. Of course, it's not a pocket camera. That sells for under $500. The camera don't matter. It don't matter. But we do love cameras, so that comes into the picture. So when I say the camera don't matter, that's half of the story. The other half of the story is the camera matters. The hell with the pictures. I want to love my camera. So, Eric, as soon as you say it, I remember it. I live in southern Utah. Now, you think I can remember that longer than 24 hours? I doubt it, but thank you for being kind and not clobbering me by saying, hey, you dumbcough, you can't remember from 1 week to the next? So that was very kind, Eric. That was very kind. Don't think I don't know. You were very kind right there. And I appreciate it. I really do. So Sly says, hi, Norm. Yes, I cooked on the head and... Oh, I got conked on the head and they sent me home early. I'm fine. Just a small bruise. Wait a minute. Wait. I got conked on the head and they sent me home early? I'm fine. Just a small bruise. Golly gee whiz, Batman. I'm sorry to hear that. I think everybody in this room would raise their fist and go and clobber whatever conked you. We are here to defend our Sly. No one will get away with doing anything like to Sly. That's just it. That's the way it is. That's part of the Christmas room here. I'm glad you're okay, Sly, but getting down to seriousness. I'll leave it at that. Eric, I finally got my taxes done. Well, congratulations. Oh, here's our treats, guys. Here's our treats. I knew they were coming in. Scotty's here. Hello, guys and gals. The donuts are ready, still warm. Let the camera junkie lead the way. After Peter. Well, can I have a donut? Then everyone can have a turn. There is plenty. Thank God it's Friday. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for being here, Scott. He brings in the treats, and we get to munch on them. That's it. The card game is on. We're not playing rummy again this time, Norm. This time we're playing poker. So you can't win in poker with a gin rummy hand, Norm. Wake up, okay? You can't win at that, all right? And just in case you haven't played, Phil, we're playing poker tonight. So you can't be playing rummy or goldfish. You know, it's no goldfish. We're playing poker, just so you know. So the donuts are here. We're ready to rock and roll. So Ray is talking to Charles. True, many movies are shot using cinema lenses that need manual focus pullers, which is understandable since autofocus systems can be unpredictable or not produce the desired results. Boy, I would have been sweating if I was a focus puller. They're taking over my job, but no, it's not. It's not. They will be there. I can't attach my 500mm f4 to the Olympus. Is there a 500 f4 for the Olympus? Nope. So forget that camera. Get the Z50. I don't know what they go up to. I don't know if they go up to 600 or 400, but you got to double it on the Olympus. But we're not in a competition, Phil. You can keep your night. You could go to sleep and have sweet dreams tonight, Phil. You could dream all night. You could even take the Z50 to bed with you. Yes. You can even stroke it a little bit. You can put it on the night table next to you, and the camera will be like a little puppy. If you leave, it's going to go, hey, take me. Don't you dare leave me here on this night table. Okay, so you can keep it, okay? Those of us that have the Olympus, we're going to love our Olympuses. Better than your Z50. Wait, we don't get evil here. It's, Santa Claus has an Olympus. No. You're all right, Phil. You take the teasing well. Love you, dude. Thank you for coming in and playing with the Christmas room. All right, Charles, I can't believe when you choose a camera, you should choose it because it inspires you to go out and shoot, not because it can focus or not, or that it has IBS or not. Absolutely, positively. And Phil is in Charles's corner. Oh, I like that, Charles. Yeah, you can speak, Phil, because your camera focuses well. Yes, the Z50 does a darn good job of focusing, just like the Z6 that I have here. So Norm says, Sly, you have to keep an eye on any head injury. Could have a concussion that might lead to headaches and other complications. Vision glitches and lightheaded feeling could become a real concern. Let's just say that. So Norm is saying something very smart. Don't just walk away and just think, okay, I got hit on the head. Pay attention. I mean, you're not like 16 years old. I mean, you've got to be 19, 21 years old now, Sly. So if anything weird happens, call Charles. Take 2 aspirin and call Charles in the morning. Okay, but keep an eye, like Norm is saying. Keep an eye on any type of a head injury. Okay, just in case. Chances are it's nothing. But if it becomes something, you don't want it to become something before the something gets too big. You want something to become the something while it's still small. Then it'd be a small something instead of a big something. Because a big something could become a headache. And you don't want a headache that's caused by a small something or a big something. Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she woos me. You know I believe her now. Copyright City, here we come right now. Screw them. Lewis, hello Tom, hello Sly, hello everybody. Lewis loves all of us. I returned my Sony A1. The Fujifilm GFX shoots so much better than the A1. I was disappointed. That is a disappointment. I'm kind of surprised. I figured with the A1 you could take it to work, you could flaunt it and stuff like that, and it's like you look like the important guy with that A1. It's like, dang, you got a 6500 camera. What is this, gold? Nope, it's a darn good camera. So the GFX 100, a little bit bigger, So Sly says, thanks Norm, I've got a pretty tough noggin. Hi Lewis. Uh-oh. She's coming in for the kill, Lewis. She's coming in for the kill. I'm glad you're doing all right, Sly, but just keep an eye on it. Be careful. Raymond says, looks like Charles is bringing the fighting words today. No, Charles doesn't fight. Charles is a sweetheart. There's no one sweeter than Charles. Fuji is opening a plant in the United States. Furthermore, Fuji is also releasing a new camera, the GFX 50 SII. Nice name. Marketing did a great job on that. GFX 50 SII. Old MacDonald had a farm. There was this kid that went to school, and it was his, they changed his class or something, and he was upset. And the teacher gave a surprise test. And the surprise test, the very first question was, how do you spell farm? So the kid was like, oh my God, I don't know how to spell farm. So he nudged the kid next to him and he said, I don't know how to spell farm. How do you spell farm? So the other kid goes, anybody knows how to spell farm. Old MacDonald's had a farm. E-I-E-I-E-I-O. Ta-da! Okay. Don't give your day up. Don't give up your day job. Here's my favorite, Rob. What's happening, Peter? Happy Friday. I love you, Rob. Everybody moving and grooving, shaking and baking. Yes. I even have bitten an Oreo cookie here and there. There's one for you. Rob is one of the people that has supported me through thick and thin. And I wanted to say thank you to Rob. Rob, did I ever sing you a song at night? I'm singing one for you right now. Rob, I have an Oreo cookie in my mouth, and it's hard to sing while I'm chewing. Thanks for coming in to say hello. How's it going, my friend Rob? How's your pretty girlfriend? Is she there with you? It's Friday night, time to have some fun. You can watch a movie and have some popcorn. Maybe Netflix is good for tonight. Whatever you do, Rob, thank you for coming in and saying hello. Don't ever say I never sang you a song, Rob. Now you're going to get everybody else jealous. That reminds me, if it's anybody's birthday, I want to sing happy birthday to you. So thanks for coming in, Rob. It's a pleasure to see you. Hello to you and yours, your family, your friends, your special, what do they call it? Significant others and non-others. Sly says, Charles, Richard, isn't the Fuji crazy expensive? Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, it is on the upper side of the price. I remember the Rebel series, the Rebel T3i. What do I have? This is the XTI. Okay, the Rebel T3i was my first DSLR. I still have it, but don't use it much because of no autofocus for video. That's the number one reason I bought the 90D. Good choice. And the 90D does great at focusing. And so you bought your camera because it focuses well. And it's a good camera. Imagine that. Who would buy a camera? Oh, this is on a swivel. That's not on a swivel, it's sliding. So, cool. There we go. We had some water. So that was, let me give you a star, Eric. I read yours. Charles says, hi, Sly. Yes, but the new GFX 100s is the same price as the Sony A1. So the A1 is $6,500. So, oops, there it is. Oops, there it is. That's the price right there. Phil says, if I could live off of $2,000 yearly, I'd go full-time YouTube also. There's more. That's a pretty good joke, actually, when you think about it. Pretty good. I like that, Phil. Charles says, I'm just comparing a $6,000 with a $6,000 camera. Why would you compare a $6,000 with a $6,000 camera? But that's what they both are. Watch Hobo Shoestring. He jumps trains all over the USA. I said earlier, there's this guy that has a good-sized YouTube channel, and what he does is he buys tickets and then documents his train trip. And I never realized how nice and awesome the train was. It was like one of those things that I just never think about it. Okay, so that's a good idea. Hobo Shoestring. I'm going to have to look him up. Expand my horizons. Ray is saying, Eric, it's interesting that the Canon T3i had no autofocus for video because many YouTubers who've been around 5+ years claim that was their first YouTube camera. Phil says, Peter, you can't have my Z50. It's not for sale. Yes, down flip is a dumb idea. So, what I want to address that, okay? And the reason is, Phil right here loves his camera. Rightly so. It's an awesome camera, okay? Now, I'm not going to pick on the camera, all right? But I will pick on Nikon because I want Nikon to succeed. And how much better would it have been if it had a normal flippy screen? I mean, it would be right there in the thick of things with the best of them. And instead, Nikon is sitting on the bench. And that pisses me off. Because, like I said, I have skin in the game with Nikon. I must have 10 or 12 Nikon lenses sitting over there. This is a 50mm 1.4G, which is not an expensive lens, that's on this Z6 right now with the FTZ adapter, okay? And you know what? The camera is an awesome, top-of-the-line, amazing, full-frame camera. Does it have a flippy screen? No. You'd think they would have fixed that on the Z6 Mark II. Did they? No. Does it have a time limit? Yes. You think they would have fixed that on the Z6 Mark II. Did they fix that? No. Do I have anything against people that own Z6s? No, I own one. Do I have against anybody that buys the Z6 Mark II or Phil's Z50? No. I own Nikon myself. But that doesn't mean I can let Nikon be stupid. Okay? Here they came out with an amazing, better than the than the Canon 90D. And then they purposely torpedo it. And on that, I get to say my piece. Okay? Because that is a stupid choice by the people on the top floor at Nikon. All right? Not by the Nikon people that work in Nikon USA. They're excellent people. Okay? Or Nikon Germany or Nikon Australia. They have to go and cover the ASS, ES, I don't know how you pluralize that, the donkeys that make the stupid decisions up in Nikon. And I'm saying that forcefully because I want Nikon to succeed. I don't want people to go out and defend their stupidity. It's not going to get people to buy cameras. That's all there is to it. Okay? So you can defend, I'm not talking to you, Phil, okay? A general person that wants to pick a fight can defend Nikon to the death, but you can't defend them because they make stupid choices. Same thing with Panasonic. Panasonic is one of the best all-around cameras there is. Second to none. Okay? And yet they can't make the camera focus, and they insist on running another focus system that just doesn't work in today's market. They could keep one. They could keep the G9 and keep their DFD focus system because they love it, and maybe somebody's getting paid big bucks to keep it. But put out a camera, another model that can compete with the Sony, with the Nikon, with the whatever Calzicon, whatever the one that Norm said, okay? Put out a camera, Panasonic, that can keep with the Olympus that I'm running right here. Beats the crap out of its fellow Micro Four Thirds in the focusing department, okay? And it matches it in the stabilization department, okay? The Nikon Z6, the Z50, anything else that's got stabilization. The Sonys, none of them match the Olympus EM1 Mark II, except the GH5 and the G9, okay, from Panasonic. So that's my little rant. I notice when I rant, I get more thumbs up. You guys like it when I do that? I get my blood pressure up. I'm going to have to go back to that doctor. He's going to try to stuff me with more pills. For $200, you can connect a little putzy LCD screen that is way better than a flippy screen. Lilput, is that what it's called? Is there an I in there? Yeah, I see a dot. So it's Lilliput LCD screen. I'll look into that. Actually, I have one here. Let me see what the name of this thing is. They sent me this, and I'm supposed to. It's a 5.5 inch touchscreen on camera monitor with power kit. It's the Andy Cine 4K A6 Pro. So we're going to open this up, not tonight. We're going to open this up and go through it and see how it works. And then I'm going to do a video, you know, on the big, whatchamacallit, channel. And I'm going to tell the truth. Either it sucks or it's a nice piece of kit. Okay, so they sent me that and they asked me to do that. They didn't send any money. So I don't really like to do that. Phil says medium format. Where am I? I'm over here. Hi, how you doing? Medium format is too big. Sorry, Mario. The cameras will get smaller, but the glass will always be too big. So Mario says Olympus bringing in a medium format before Nikon, Canon, or Sony. Canon or Sony at full frame prices, which is very possible, would put them in a position where Olympus would like to buy their camera division back. Should have never sold it to begin with. Here's Anthony. How you doing, Anthony? How's the family? Hello, Peter and friends. I purchased that R6. I hope to get one in the next week or so, maybe a little bit longer. I love it. I am so happy to hear that. So I'm going to be putting it here. I will tell the truth on what it's about, so don't take anything personally. As long as you love your camera, Anthony, that is the important thing. What I say is not the important thing. That's what I want to get across to people, okay? So I'm glad you reached out and you bought. When are you going to make some more videos? You were making some here and there. I was enjoying watching them. What happened? I want to go, oops, there it is. It's Anthony's new video. Oh, welcome to the Joneses. His name is Anthony, in case you're wondering. What are you talking about? His name is Anthony. Me and Anthony, we're buds. We're friends. He's into the gardening. I like gardening. As a matter of fact, my patio's got mold on it, so I'm going to need to go out and brush it down and clean it. Probably use a little Clorox and wash it down. But I'm so happy you came in here, Anthony. I'm very happy to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, but every time you come in, I love it. So thank you. I love you. We love you. Thank you for coming in. And congratulations on your R6. It's so much fun when you get a new toy. So Phil says, I know a Disney YouTuber has great content with an iPhone. DSNY Newscast. Okay, there's another one. If you guys want to watch Disney, that would be good. Mr. Camera Junkie, organic pudding, ha ha ha. Wait a minute, why are you laughing, dude? If it's pudding I can eat, what's wrong with you? Okay, can you make me a little bit of organic flan? I love flan. I always get flan. Kentucky Fried Chicken has flan, but it's not the best. My sister-in-law makes flan, and she actually puts a block of cream cheese in it, and it's the best flung It's F-L-A-N-G, by the way. But organic pudding, look, if I can get milk and I can get an organic cocoa powder, I bet you $1 to donuts that I can make organic chocolate pudding. And if I can make organic chocolate pudding, watch out, world. As a matter of fact, I got sidetracked, but I looked up on YouTube, on what's the other one, the big, that stupid company, Amazon, or I'll look up on Walmart. And I will, to an ice cream maker, okay? But apparently you got to stuff it with ice and get the stuff to freeze. But then I can use organic milk and whatever else that I could put in there. I bet you $1 to donuts there's recipes for a healthy ice cream. I can make ice cream in my Vitamix. I did. I saw a recipe. I saw a guy do it. Okay, he took coconut cream in a can, organic, and he turned it into ice cubes. Okay, and he used that as the freezing thing to put into the Vitamix. I didn't pay attention to it, but it just rang a bell when I said it. So, Louis, you were laughing at me, but you know, you're loosening up my brain. I'm thinking of eating healthier. Hey, buddy, you need to eat healthier too. Okay, especially Aiden. So you start looking for the organic stuff too. And don't tell me it's too expensive. It's what we eat. It's what we're putting in our body. Here's the man with the awesome avatar with the colorful film. In order for Olympus to develop a full-frame camera or a medium format camera, they would also need to develop lenses for it. I don't think that is what Olympus would do first. I think that Olympus will develop a video camera first before they develop something else. And Ray says, I have been considering creating which camera should I buy video for a while. What are you waiting for? But my idea isn't yet fully baked. Ray, you're so smart, you could probably lay down in the bed, close your eyes, and come up with a full-length video before you get up to go to the bathroom or go in there and have whatever it is you're not supposed to eat. Plus, I already have the next 3 to 4 videos planned, so it would go on the back burner. As long as you keep rolling. I like to see you. I like to see your face. I like to see you talking to me in your videos. It's like a personal feeling. I'm inspiring you. Charles, my cat drinks milk. She goes crazy over milk. Organic milk. You want a healthy cat? Get her some organic milk. At Publix, they have it. Greenwise. Simon says, hello, Peter. Greetings from the UK. How you doing, Simon? The time difference. So you're up early. It's your Saturday morning over there. What, did you get up to pee and you couldn't go back to sleep? So you came in to say hello? Well, good for you. I'm so happy. Looks like you're going fishing. I see the fisherman's cap. I don't have a cap here. I need to get me a cap. Hey, Simon, can I borrow your cap? Would it be okay? Thanks for popping in and saying hello. It takes, you know, you could watch, but it takes guts for a man to sit in there and then type in, you know, comments. That's actually very good. And you know I'm going to tease the heck out of you, so don't take it personally. So hello from the UK. So that is, the Queen is over there, right? You buddies, you know, you have afternoon tea, maybe a little, tiny bit. Phil says, have you noticed, where's Phil? There he is. Have you noticed how much longer it takes YouTube to process a 4K upload than a 1080 upload? I mean, it should obviously take longer, but this longer time I'm seeing is exponential. Yeah, it seems like they've put in possibly a priority system, because sometimes I will put in something to be, you know, whatever they call it, processed. So they make a 4K file, okay? They start from the bottom. They don't start from the top, all right? So you send them a 4K file. They will make a, what is it, a 320, then they'll make a 480, then they'll make a 720, they'll make a 1080, they'll make a 1440, and then they'll make a 2160. So they got all those files, and somehow they recognize that I'm on a phone, so they're not gonna feed me, you know, the bigger file, because they're looking to lower their, you know, throughput, whatever it is that you call it. So they'll send me the lower one. The other choices are there, except on Apple's, of course. The other choices are there, but they're going to feed you the one that's efficient for them, not efficient for us. So I like to look at the 1080s, but the 1080 that I send up, the 4K makes a better 1080 than the 1080 that I send up. So that's why I do my videos in 4K, send that up. Now, when I finish here, they will transcode this, or process it as their terminology. They will transcode this to all those files, and in the process, I don't know how it's done, they keep this file that they feed. Anybody that will want to rewatch this after, I call it the rerun, after this is done, but you won't know it, if it's completely processed until you actually see the choice of 4K being available. So right now, I'm not saying watch this in 4K. I am streaming this in 4K. All right. So what you want to do is look on the gear, if you're not on an Apple, and look and see what your choices are. Your choices should go up to 2160. So that's 3180 by 2160, or no, not 3180, 3840 by 2160 is the 4K. All right. So it should be available as a choice to everybody except Apple people. Maybe the newer Apple people, because they've added that in the new Safari. All right. But as soon as I go offline, it changes. So when this ends, okay, where it's 12:20. So we're done with this show, okay, because it's a 2-hour show. So when it's available again in 4K with all these chats, then they have actually processed it again. So what was it that triggered this? Phil. Okay, now I do notice sometimes it's like really quick. And then sometimes, like last night, I stayed up till 4 or 5 in the morning because I got the lights. And I went out to lock the front door, and there was a box there from Amazon. They didn't ring the bell, okay? So I took the lights in, these that are working right now, okay? I started playing with them, and I was enjoying it, and I said, let me record this. Let's make a video with it. So I made a video, and at about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, I uploaded it, and it said, basically to the effect, you're in line or waiting to be processed. That's what it said. So sometimes it's like processed by the time I get up and pee and come back. It's like 4K. Gives you the little 4K box. All right. But last night it took a long time to get me my 4K. Now I have, because I'm a Christian guy, I have a channel where I just sing. It's called Today's Prayer. Okay, and I just sing improv. You know how the comedy for improv? I just grab the mic and I just sing for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I mean, it's got all of 3 subscribers, so it's not, don't get upset, okay? And I send that up in 4K too. I do live streaming on it. And I get to see how the colors, like this combination of the blue with the red, is hell on a camera. It's very hard to get this to be processed properly. So I have like a 15-minute song session that I did, I think 3 days ago, and it's still 1080. It hasn't gotten to 4K yet. But then it's got like 3 or 4 subscribers, so they're going like, we're not going to waste our resources on you, Peter. Okay, so it might take a week. Okay, now if somebody like Peter McKinnon does a video, if he was doing 4K, which he's not, I'll bet you $1 to donuts his 4K would be done within an hour or less. Okay, even Randy has mentioned to me, man, they process that quick. We saw it a couple of times. So I don't know if you have a channel. You sound like you do, Phil. Where are you? Back here. Okay. But if you've noticed lately, even the upload procedure has gotten changed. Now they're making you make choices, and they're telling you, we're going to trust you, but if you screw up, we're going to screw you. It's almost that bad. And then after you go through all the choices, which I never had to do before, it says, even this is not the final conclusion. We can still go back and tell you that you suck, basically. So they're flexing their muscles with the censorship And with the requirement rules, most people like high school kids. They just do what they're told. And that's it. You know, the teacher says, do this, you do this. You don't even question it. But now we're adults. We're not high school kids anymore. Not, for most of us, not even college kids. So, yes, I agree with you, Phil. So Ray says, Charles, cats love milk, but I hear they're not supposed to drink it because since they're supposedly lactose intolerant. I guess it's no different from most adults, like PeterGregg having ice cream when he's not supposed to have it. You calling me a cat? Charles says, I don't know about cats being lactose. I know she loves it, though. She drinks a quart per day. That's a pretty good sized container. Then I really probably would go with the organic. Phil, Ray is talking to Phil. Phil, pay attention. Wake up, Phil. Ray's talking to you. Ray says, when I upload 4K video around 10 minutes long, I try to allow at least 12 hours between when I press upload and my target publish time if I want the 4K version to be processed. Okay, 12 hours is a little bit on the long. Actually, it's a lot on the long side. You could probably get up, go have a meal, go to the bathroom, take a walk, okay, come back, and that little 4K should be up if you're uploading to 4K. If it's not, okay, then they are rating you as not being high on the priority. And I'm telling you that because it seems like sometimes I am and sometimes I'm not. And I have no idea why. And they're not going to tell us. They don't give it. We're not even a number. You know how the prisons of the future, you'll only be a number. So Simon says, my cat likes milk from a cereal dish, perhaps because it makes it a bit sweeter. I noticed that different bowls, Simon, different cups, different glasses. For instance, I have a very old, very bad aluminum glass. It's a regular 8-ounce glass. The water just tastes colder in that glass than it does with a regular drinking glass. It sweats. It's red. I guess you could have bought them in color because I remember my mother and dad having the red ones, green ones, blue ones. Now, we should not be drinking from aluminum utensils now. I understand that. But I have the one left over, and I've used it here and there. And I don't know if it's a mental thing, but the metal glass tastes like the liquid that I'm drinking is colder. So I bet you your cat has a liking to that cereal bowl, is my guess. So Phil says, of course, the best investment is the venerable FX3. Good for you, Phil. You got it right. The Sony FX3 is probably one of the best investments that you can get. Oh, I'm sorry. You had a typo. You know, when Apple types and they changed it, they accidentally put Nikon Z50 there. So I got it for you. I corrected the typo, Phil. Love you, Phil. Louis, here's another one I love. You look different today. A new lens, new lighting, new face. I had a face put on. Yes, it's new lighting. Watch the lighting that I did today on the big thing. I think you'll like it, Louis. Okay, I bought these bulbs. Okay, I bought 4 bulbs, $25. It was an accidental purchase because I meant to buy something else. And these bulbs come with a remote control. Okay, and so I could pick the lights. And in the video that I have on the other channel, I go through the red, the green, the blue. So now what's happening is I have my main light is normal. It's got the regular bulbs. And I put those 4 bulbs in the one over here, which you're going to see me change to now. Okay, so one of the choices that I have on here is for the lights to rotate very gently. In other words, slide into the new colors. So it goes through reds, peach, yellow, and I pick romantic skin tone colors. Okay, I can pick hot red colors. I can pick daytime colors. And it's rotating as you're watching. So as you're watching it right now, Louis, look. The lights are changing. It's peach. Okay, now it's slowly turning to red. Okay, now it's slowly to yellow. All right, so it's like under the radar. It's almost like you can't see it, but it gives a very warm effect. That's what seems to be happening. Now, because this camera is away from that softbox, you get very little of that. It's getting the white because the camera and the softbox are together. Okay? So on the video that I put up, I actually used the ZV-1 and I showed the softbox and the lights changing colors. So that's what you're saying. That's what you're seeing. Lewis says, you're making me hungry. Now I want a shamrock shake. I forgot all about those shakes. I wonder if they're organic. I'm making you hungry. Lewis says, can you say happy birthday to my sister, Blandon? It's her birthday. Thank you so much. The first birthday without Coco hurts a lot. We're going to choose to smile because life is too short and precious. You look happy eating those treats. Enjoy. All right, well, let's say happy birthday to Blandon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Blandon. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? How old are you now? How old are you, Lewis's sister Blandon? How old are you now? All together now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Blandon. Dear Blandon. All together. Happy birthday to you. All right, that's for your Lewis's sister, Blandon. Did I say your name right? Be nice if I screwed up your name. That'd be terrible. Can you say happy birthday to my sister, Blandon? It's her birthday. Thank you so much. We know you love Coco, okay? And we love you guys, okay? But a birthday is something to celebrate. Even Coco would celebrate. So let's get going with the celebrations, Lewis. Don't be getting sad. Do something fun with Blandon. Aaron says, Peter, did you just spend 20 minutes talking about healthy eating before eating an Oreo? No, Aaron. You know I would never tell you that you need to eat organic food, get organic milk, eat something healthier, okay? And don't eat Oreos. No. Or fudge. Don't make fudge or Oreos. Yeah, this is an Oreo. I can smell it. Oh my. It fell apart. I have to eat this little piece. It fell off. What do you want? You want me to drop it to the ground? Oh. Now I'll get proper like a British. No, Aaron, you are dreaming. Wake up, Aaron. We do not eat unhealthy food here. Sly says, I'm thinking Mabel is falling down on the job and allowing non-organic food into the house. Don't you dare get together and stir Maple up. Maple. Leave my maple syrup alone. Don't you dare get together with Mabel and stir her up. That woman is a B-I-T-C-H with a W. No, it's W-I-T-C-H with a B. Mabel is sound asleep. She's rocking. And when I talk to her, I don't know, she gives me these, I think it's airport landing signals. But she's telling the plane to go back up. Lewis actually has a question. What is your question, Lewis? Lewis, wake up. What's your question? My question is, unless you want better light and better blur and better everything, is full frame really necessary? No, you can use your camera. You need to watch this show from the beginning. I told of a young man. His name is Nicholas, and I can't ever remember his last name, but Nicholas. There must be a Nicholas out there. No, Fairford. Okay, he's got a really nice channel, interior decorating. Maybe Blandon would like watching it. He's 30 years old, very soft-spoken. Well, he's got a British accent, and he talks like you have to lean in to listen to what he's saying. Okay? So I watched a couple of his videos, and it's not that interesting for me because I'm not into interior decoration and stuff. But the pictures were pretty. The video he was doing was pretty, very pretty. So I just did a little bit of hunting around, and I found out he runs his whole channel on his iPhone. No, he doesn't have a camera. He runs the whole thing on his iPhone. So you need to watch the first half of this and then get out and make some fun for yourself. You're a camographer. That's what you are, Lewis. You're a camographer. If you looked up the word camographer in the PeterGregg dictionary, okay, you would see Lewis. Right there would be your picture. Phil is living in the past. The ZV-1 looks terrible every time you switch to it. Well, you need to really let us know how you feel about that ZV-1, okay? Because the ZV-1's going to get its feelings hurt. There she be, okay? And I got it for when I'm sitting down now, so now you're getting a belly shot, okay? So I did play with it a little bit, and that's as good as I got it. That's as good as she gets. So we'll go back over to the Olympus. And D. Johnson, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in a while. The Sony a7R IV is your best camera. It makes you look 5 years younger. Keep at it. Don't sell it. Okay, I will not sell the A7R Mark IV. I will not sell that camera. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm not going to sell it. But my guess is that you're talking about this guy right here. Oh, it did it on its own. Okay, so the A7S III is your best camera. Oh, you corrected it. I was going to make fun of you. Why didn't you let me finish making fun of you? Keep it. Don't sell it. So it makes me look 5 years younger. I like that. I wonder how much younger the FX3 will make me, because it's the same camera, but it's got a fan built in. So somebody's being smart over here. Here. La 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 la, hey hey hey, goodbye. La 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 la, it's Mary, hey hey hey, goodbye. La 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 la, la 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 la, hey hey hey, hello. We want you here, Mary, we want you here with us tonight. I love it when you come and write out a word. La 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 la, hey hey hey, Mary. La 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 la, la 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 la, hey hey hey, Mary. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you at least in a week or maybe two. Oh, Mary, how you doing tonight? Mary, you look lovely. You lift up the room, you make it smile. You make me smile, and I'm so glad you go the extra mile to say hello. I'm so glad you have a song on your lips, la 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 la. Hey, 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 Mary. There you go, Mary. That's for a Jew. Boy, you put the right things. La, 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 la. You remember that song? That's such a cool song. So thanks for coming in and saying hello, Mary. How are you feeling? What's happening? I'm happy every time you come in. Phil says, I'm going to have to disagree with you. The smaller the sensor, the easier it is for it to focus, because the smaller sensor will have more depth of field for a given aperture lens. So what you're really saying there is it could actually be making mistakes all over the place and nobody would ever even know it, because the depth of field is they just got to get just get in the right part of town. Well, you can do your arguments. That I have no problem with that. Okay, but honestly, I don't really care. I have one of every size. I have a 1-inch, micro four thirds up there. Oh, I don't have the APS-C. And full frame and full frame. And I'll tell you this, if they don't focus well, bang, zoom to the moon. Where did that come from? What show was bang, zoom to the moon? Okay. That guy is actually, I've been to his gravesite. My friend is buried just like 3 graves away. You go up and there's a monument there because he's very famous, okay? And with the pillars and stuff like that. And then just like, you just take about maybe 15 steps away and there's a 21-year-old boy in a grave right there. My friend, he's actually buried in my suit. Jacket, shirt, and tie. Okay, so I have seen Jackie Gleason's grave a lot because I used to go to the grave and then I just stopped. So I know the boy's in heaven. But that was a shocker, a definite shocker. So Lewis says, thank you so much for playing Devil's Advocate, Phil. He's not playing Devil's Advocate. We don't allow the devil to come and play in here. Phil, time to go to sleep. Good night. Good night. Good night, my love. Pleasant dreams. Sleep tight, my love. May tomorrow be sunny and bright. And I'll see you next Friday night. There, we just sang Phil to sleep. I've never heard that key before. I don't think I ever sang that key before. It's one of those impromptu keys. That's funny. I never said I was a singer. You're the professional singer. When people want to hear professional singing, they go to Aaron Short Music. You've got your own channel, the whole shebang. They don't come here, so I get to screw up all I want. And I do. Aaron, you had a really fun live stream the other night. Yes, he does very well. Very well. I watched most of them, like 99.9%. Thanks, Lewis, Aaron is saying. Did you make a video this week, Lewis? Hello, Sly, my bestest friend. My bestest friend. Lewis says, oh yeah, Aaron, about that. Lewis runs away. There he is. Lewis, come back, Lewis. No, Lewis, come back. Come back. Lewis, make a ding-dong video. Come on, get your stinking phone out there and make it. So Aaron is laughing. Here's Shane. I was talking about you a little bit a while ago. PeterGregg Live is in the house, and I'm late as always. Well, you know, we do have a time difference. Okay, so yes, I saw your comment. You getting a little bit interested in that EM1 Mark II, huh? I can't say that I blame you. It's probably the best of the bunch, except for Micro Four Thirds, except for if you're looking for something specific, like the one that you have, GH5S, okay, it offers stuff that the other guys don't offer, all right? But the best all-around, most advanced, best focusing, let's start right there. The best focusing is the EM1 Mark II, even though I'm on the Olympus, the other Olympus, the S3, the Sony A7S III. So on the Olympus, I don't know if you stream in 24 or 30p, but if you go to 24p, because this the Olympus EM1 Mark II is a pro level camera, it actually has the 1/48th of a second shutter speed as a choice, if you should need it. Okay. Of course, if you're running 30p, you don't need 1/48. You need the 160. So thanks for coming in, Shane, saying hello. Shane has a guitar channel, professional guitars, just like Aaron. And we got top end top of the line people's here. No second rate. Okay? It's top of the line. And then right here, right next to him, we got Mr. Camera Junkie, another live streamer. Tomorrow night, 11:55. Be there or be square. Tomorrow night, 11:55, God willing, of course. Peter, it's tin, not aluminum. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Perfectly okay and sanitary. Red tin glass. It's colder. It makes my water colder. Randy says, Jackie Gleason, the honeymooners. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Bang, zoom to the moon. Alice, bang, zoom to the moon. I'm glad I'm not, well, maybe. I'm eating better. I'm eating organics. Organics. I have to find organic Oreos. If you guys find organic Oreos, is there such a thing as a healthy Oreo? No? Really? I'm going to have to give up? I'm nurturing this one along. Tiny little bites. So I can swallow them easy. You got it right, Randy. You got it right, dude. I'd hate to go up against you in a contest for movies and stars and stuff like that. So Sly says, Lewis, you better be making some videos, dude. Sly's talking to you, Lewis. Lewis, get your ASS back in here. I've got one in the can. And weather permitting, we'll be making a second one on Sunday. Woo! Once I get 5, I will be posting. Don't let me beat you to the punch. So she gave you a reprise. She's going to make 5 before she starts posting them. So Lewis, you got it, man. You got this in the bag. You're not going to let Sly give you a spanking. Okay, so get rolling with it. So there we go. Sly is going to take us out tonight. Nope, we got Mr. Camera Junkie. Awesome. Sly Reader, so excited for you. Yep, she's got it going. I can't wait to see them. I'm going to show you off, Sly. So if there's a particular one you don't want me to show, give me a heads up. My email address is usually, unless I screw up, okay? My email address is usually in the description in each show, okay? So you guys can send me an email. I mean, don't send me junk like I saw this guy and you should watch him. I mean, I watch YouTube for hours at night. I'm going to sleep too late. My nutritionist said I'm going to sleep too late. I need to move it up so that I'm in bed and asleep by 11, where I'm in bed and asleep by 4 or 5, like kind of back when you're in college, you know, and I wake up at 10:30, 11, okay? Well, Ed Sullivan used to do that, but my nutritionist does not accept that. He says, you're not Ed Sullivan, and Ed Sullivan is dead. All right. Thank you, everybody. I love each and every one of you. Thank you for coming in. When I watch this, the replay, I'm going to watch to see how these rotating lights did, because this is something new, and for $25, dang, it gives it a more depth to my work, my artistry here. You didn't know I was in artistry, right? Okay, well, I am. So there we have it. So Lewis says, for you, Sly, I will put it into action. Thank you for inspiring me to be happy. No more pity party. Celebrate life, like Peter said. Lewis, you know why you celebrate life? Because I love you. And there's a lot of people that love you. Celebrate life. That's it, dude. The people that are gone, they're having a good time somewhere else. They're not in a pity party. So we got to have, you want me to have a party with you, Lewis? We'll party. All night long. There's a song like that too. Don't get on my back, Aaron. Chicago? Is it Chicago? Yeah, possibly. the name of the group. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of you. Yes, I still do pray for each and every one of you. Thank you for those that pray for me. Let's see what happens exciting this week. Hopefully it'll be a wonderful week. And if I'm not here and I've left, don't you dare cry. No. I will be partying. I'm going to find out if they have, what's the newest gear there, up there, talking about there. But if not, then I will be here. All right, love you. Have a wonderful, wonderful night. Okay, so now comes my challenge for the evening. How to exit. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I didn't do my tri-view. I love the tri-view. There's my tri-view. You get to say goodnight to me 3 different ways. I think I would like to figure out how to get the Sony, which is in this frame, okay, to go all the way to the right side, because it looks like I'm mad at myself and I'm looking away from myself. So it would be better if I'm looking in. And I think I also fixed the quad view. Well, there we go, except, so you could see how the ZB1 got a completely different coloring scheme, number 1. And number 2, it is too zoomed in. There we go. Okay, so you get the wider view. So that's the quad. So here's where you could be a little bit judgmental. Don't hammer me. Okay, but this is where I tried to get the 3 red shirts. Okay, forget the bottom right. That's not in the game. Okay, so this is where I tried to get the 3 red shirts to match, the 3 blue shirts to match, and nice facial tones on all 3 cameras. Okay, so this is where your judgment comes in. You can put it in the chat after we sign off. So this way we get a little chat activity. YouTube likes to see that. We got to make this channel grow, don't you think? Don't you think? Don't you think? All right, and on that note, I will say good night. Love you. Bye.
You have just watched another PeterGregg video. Something warm, human, and wonderful happens when you watch PeterGregg. Thank you for watching.